You guys, a trivia question.
I think we're live. Hello and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Renovision. There are two comics to review this week: High Republic Adventures, Volume 2, Number 1, and Darth Vader 29. We've got a summary of the latest High Republic novel, Zoraida Cordova's Convergence. And of course, we've got some new collectible releases and pre-orders, and your weekly Star Wars news to include some takeaways from the recent CCXP22. I think that's it. That's it. Let's get it going, fellas.
I'm going to try, but I wasn't ready to start, but sure.
Apparently not. We thought you kept on.
Hey, I saw it said live, so I just started talking. I just started going.
I said 3.
You said 3. No,
like
you
3,
guys were
2.
talking about Convergence for some reason. Meanwhile, I had a question to ask you guys.
You were like, it's
You
time to
kept
go, guys. We
going
gotta
and
go. We gotta go. I was like, all right. I hit the button. Let's say hi to the chat. Wait, Jedi, yeah, let's say hi to the chat. Okay, it's Tommy Longbox. Thanks for the sub. And Sunday, time for another awesome Star Wars show. As always, thank you, Tommy. We really appreciate it. Ed, hey, my friends, may the force be with you. And the Cowboys tonight.
Thank
Cowboys
you.
got the late game.
Thank you.
Shit, the Lions learned how to play. They put a 40.
Winning? I don't. They were losing last time I looked.
Eric.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Before
Jets had 2 shots to win that game. Couldn't get it done.
Dude, Jets suck. Marv, thanks for your membership.
Hey, they're still in the playoffs so far.
So is everybody. Every team's won like
no.
Before you make fun of children for believing in
Not the
Santa,
Texans.
remember,
Exactly.
there are adults who still believe in the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right.
Thanks
Always.
for sub. Very good play.
For life. For life.
Sith rules. Thanks for sub. Rock on, nerds. Rock on. Ruben, Sunday with the Dark Side crew. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. John, how long is the show going to last? I always fall asleep before it's over. It usually lasts between 2 and 3 hours.
Long.
Yeah, we're not going that long today.
We're probably going super long because Jedi Johnson is here.
Well, you can go super long.
I do as well, John. I just watched the replay. Yes, it does. Hey, all, Joe. Thanks for the sub. Oh, what was it? Stinky Baka. What was Chewbacca's little kid's name?
Stinky Baka
From the
holiday
special. What was it called? What was his name? Why are we all brain farting on this? Come on.
I don't know, but it could have been a good trivia question.
It's not canon. I don't care.
What was it? Lumpy? It was Lumpy, wasn't it?
Lumpy.
It was Lumpy.
Lumpy.
Lumpy. Yeah, right.
Lumpy.
That's all you need to do is give me a minute. I got it. I'm back in the game. I'm feeling a little bit better. Good evening, Jeffrey Drake. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Ronnie Sanders. Star Wars. Let's go.
Saunders.
Saunders. What did I say? Sanders?
Yeah, there's a U in there.
Whatever. You got it. That's why you're here. Landlubber. What's up, fellas? What's up? I was thinking about saying something in between. I didn't. Hi, Dom. Blah, blah, blah. Jeffrey J. Terry. Floyd. Good to see you. TMT Cool Guy. Thank you for the sub. Peace. Peace to you, too. Wookie Fanatic. Hi, guys. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Wookie Fanatic. You're right. I am glad that the Chargers decided to crap the bed and throw a loss down to the Raiders.
We're trying to burn a little bit of time. So before Jedi gets into introductions, because as you can see, there's a couple people who are late to the show. It is around the holidays. We'll do it. I will say we did have a little bit of an issue with the video from last night for S&S. So we temporarily had to pull it down. We have an appeal process going on with the YouTubes currently. And when that problem is resolved, which I believe it should be, whenever they fucking feel like it, apparently. But I think we're gonna win on this. I think we might have to cut some stuff out, but I think we're gonna win it. It was a great interview. We had the boys that ended up having Scott
Liddell
over there. He does one of my favorite series, which was Age of Apocalypse. So we got to talk to him a lot. He ended up staying on for a long time. Scott did, or Kyle, Matt, and the boys did a great job over there. So we'll put it back up, but we can't even edit it to cut it out right now.
Yeah, right now it's like it's in locked position.
It's in like a lock stasis situation. So once we get that back up, and hopefully the whole thing will be on it, we'll put it back out there, and the rest of you can watch it. For those that got to see it last night, thank you very much. Jones,
I think if I would have timed it better and did one before the other, I think we might have been all right. But
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Astro,
Ruben-
what's good?
Ruben said that the Christmas special is canon. Only parts of it, not all of it.
I was gonna say, is that true?
The
Because
Life Day,
God.
the life day is true.
No.
Boba
It,
Fett-
you can't pick things out of it. It either has to be canon or can't be canon. So since the whole thing's not canon, which it isn't, it's not canon because there's no fucking. It isn't.
Well, they
no.
do. They have Life Day down in.
I can't wait till
Yeah,
they make
Life
a
Day
Funko
is
Pop,
canon,
a Funko
but
Pop of B. Arthur
the holiday special
Arthur? and Art Carney and make a figure of B. Arthur and Art Carney. I can't wait for those figures to come out.
Thanks, Astro. I'm sorry. We're gonna get it back up.
Yeah,
Eric,
it's
good
over
to
on
see
Absolute
you.
Geek, though. You can watch it.
I don't. Yeah, we don't. We'll talk about it when we get the video back up.
Come on, Donnie and Marie. Christmas, the Star Wars
Donnie and
show
Marie.
was better than the Christmas special.
Jedi's gonna have a heart attack before he gets the intro done. Jedi, could you introduce the people that are here and maybe a person that's gonna show up in a little bit?
Okay.
No,
He wouldn't rest until he got word from Brazil. Best I could do. It's Macho Man Marco.
that was good. Yeah,
Stretching the rhymes there.
Yeah.
Rio de
His
Janeiro.
videos have more likes than Nolan Ryan has strikes. Boy, I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. It's the visionary Pete Renovision. And nothing makes him sicker than a Funko with no sticker. It's the great Dom Tober.
You could have went a couple directions with that one.
Exactly, you could have.
And his Christmas carol singing leaves Wookiee's ears a-ringing. Wayseeker Rune, he'll be here later.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. And, hey, this guy only has one thing to say. A 4-hour show tonight? No way.
Oh,
Jedi 22. Let's go.
all right. We might have to. That was good, but we don't want to stress Jedi out
I'm
so
with
much.
you.
So maybe we spread them out sometime.
Yeah,
Can
I gotta go to
can I
work
explain
tomorrow,
Life
too. No
Day?
4 hours today.
John wants me to explain Life Day, so here it is, real quickly. They took Christmas and birthdays and smashed it together on Kashiki, and then threw a cartoon in there and a lot of bad singing and disco and shit. And we've covered it before. Maybe we should bring back that one again to cover it again. However, that's what Life Day is, and it was so craptastic, and it was a wonderful piece of shit that Lucas was so embarrassed he ended up
Orbs
pulling it
and
up
red
and we'd
robes.
never see it again. But the great thing about Disney buying everything is they bought that too, so they finally brought it back, and you can see it on Disney Plus. That's what Life Day is.
Well, actually, no. The cartoon, the Wookiee
Already?
is the only thing that's on there. The cartoon, the animated short. They didn't put the whole thing on there on Disney Plus.
Not you, the
At one
bots.
point they did. They did. I saw the whole thing on there.
The whole thing on
flag
Disney
out
Plus.
Yeah, on Disney
All right,
Plus.
check it out.
I mean, I don't know if it's still on there, but last Christmas wasn't it last Christmas when they brought it back? It might have been limited time only.
I have the
They
conch.
do pass the orb. Yeah, there's a disco. There's a disco at one point. A disco does go. A disco happens. Anyways, but yeah, maybe we covered that last year. That's where we got some of the stuff from. I don't know what that.
But didn't B. Arthur look older?
This goes pretty good.
B. Arthur looked
B.
older.
Arthur looked always the same age, old as shit.
No, she looked older in the holiday special than she did in Golden Girls. You're saying
What?
She looked
Arthur.
exactly the fucking same as
I know
she always
look the
did,
same.
old as
She did
shit.
look the same. She did.
Well, it was
He
a
actually
long,
looked the
long
same
time
in
ago.
Found Love.
History of the World. History of
Yeah,
the World
Found
Part
Love.
1. Mel Brooks. But she was in that.
Dom,
It's
you
not as bad.
you remember way too much about the holiday special. You're just
You know,
you're not,
you know what? Come
you're
on,
not
man.
doing, not
These are
doing
things
anything.
that I grew up with, and I love it. You know, I'm sorry.
I
When I
just
was a
remember
kid-
how fucked up Luke Skywalker looked.
I know he looked like Jodie Foster. He actually did look like
He looked horrible.
he did look horrible. But it was funny. You know what? Other than that, it was
Something.
entertaining. Wasn't
say
Jefferson
so.
Starship in that too? Right? Jefferson Starship. They sing a song.
Mm,
It's
there's also, I think Diana. Who's is Diana Summers, the disco person?
They should redo the holiday special. Make
We
a brand
should.
new.
We should. I don't know how you do a watch special. We should tell everybody to do it, and then we'll have it on in the background. No, should I say?
I don't know how that would work, but
Yeah. Hey, I
Well, I think
survived Visions. I guess I can survive that. I guess. I don't know.
I mean, you just couldn't have the volume up. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, the
You have
music.
to pre-tape it.
You can't put the music up.
Yeah,
The
for
music
sure.
will get the copyright.
Well, you can't put a lot of stuff up. All right. Either way, Let's get into comics because we'll get into news when.
Wait, do you want to buy some more time?
No, because you guys don't want to go 4 hours. I just
No, not that we go 4 hours, but I mean, just to give Wayseeker a little bit of time before the news, because you know what we could do. Because
BK,
what I was thinking of,
YouTube
off
took
of Life
this show
Day.
down. You real quickly, BK, because you just got here, you must have missed it. They did take that show down from last night. We are trying to get it reinstated. There will be no apologies given. He was really great. He was great. It was great having everybody there on Saturday.
No, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a giveaway while we wait. We're gonna do it now.
Well, I said put the question in the chat.
I know. Well, no, I decided. I'm just going to go with the question that was in my head.
All right. Well, we only have 30 now.
We're going to have a Life Day question for you boys. So, first things first.
Lumpy. I got it right already.
No, not somebody get that one. We're giving away, if you didn't know, we're giving away 12 gifts, 12 packs, 12 prizes this Christmas season. We've already given away 2. This will be the 3rd. Off the table right now, number 7, and then earlier today, number 11 went off with the dollar bin digging giveaway. So any of the other numbers are up for grabs.
Marvel comic, big time spec and future dollar, thumb up, fire.
Life Day question. First one to answer in the chat. Here, like in the order of our chat. What day of the year is Life Day? Gets the prize pack for this week. We're going to keep it very, very simple. We're going to do it early. It fits what we were talking about.
I'm looking at what's going on in the chat and just loving it. Frankie thinks the that Life Day Marvel comic big time.
I wouldn't be surprised. You never know.
Yeah, I do. I actually do know. That's a no. That's a no. As somebody who makes money off that shit, that's a no. I do know. Yes. What?
It is not the 14th.
February 2023 or 32. You got it. Kenny,
But
you got
Astro got it. It is the 17th. It was released. The original show was released on the 17th of November, 1978, and they now celebrate it as that's the day going forward. So it's November 17th. I guess is technically Life Day for Star Wars. So this prize is going to Astro. Now,
Frankie, this is why, because you just said Wookiee Jedi. You didn't even say
Wookiee Jedi. Now, this is what Astro has to decide. There are 10 packs left.
I love you, Frank.
You can't have 7 and you can't have 11. You can either pick from the 10 that are left, any of those 10 numbers, or since it's Star Wars Sunday, I will let you pick between one of the 2 Star Wars packs. There's 2 specific Star Wars prizes. If you want a Star Wars prize, I will give you A and B, and you can just go Star Wars A or B.
Pete.
Or you can pick for any of the 10. You tell me which one you want.
So I take it Ruben got it right. He said 3. But, dude, he had like 5 questions.
No, Ruben didn't get it right. It was Astro.
Oh, it was Astro?
Ruben's at the 14th, I think.
Good, because Ruben, I see 14th, 17th.
17th was the day, but Astro's the first one that popped up on my feed here at 17.
November 5th.
It's November 17th.
Perfect.
I think Ruben's telling Astro to pick 3.
Pick
maybe.
3.
Yeah.
Hey, Facebook user.
Come on. It's the big
Numbers
day, too.
here.
So the first appearance.
So Astro wants a Star Wars pack, so you got to go A or B. Let me grab the 2.
A or B, Astro. A or B.
What is going on today?
I will tell you later, but left hand or right hand? Left hand or right hand?
Jedi, what's going on?
Wayseeker has come in and made himself so indispensable that we can't do a show. until he gets
We're
here.
going to do this anyway. I just decided to do it now.
He's like, no, yelling about fucking day and what are we doing now?
We're right.
B.
A or B, I guess. But it's up to Astro, not all of you.
Well, Frankie was only 3 weeks old on First Life Day, dude. That's not.
Does it say? I didn't see.
Yeah,
A.
Astro says it.
Left.
Astro says A, yeah.
Oh,
So
everybody else is B now. He said A and
You're
everybody else
back.
is B.
should I tell you what number it was? This
No.
was pack number 10. Had you been picking numbers anyway?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
This one.
By the way, those packs
Can we go
aren't that
big
big. His hands are just ultra small, so it makes it look like it's
No, it's
super
the
big.
big envelope. This is like 11 by 14.
Tiny
All right.
hands.
The first few are just kind of like extras to kind of mix it up. These extra covers that I happen to have, the Ahsoka
Very good.
lightsaber one, our favorite Darth
Crocodile.
I just happen to have extras because for whatever reason I got a couple extras. Then I also got the John Tyler Christopher packs and got extra there. So you're getting the special Luke John Tyler Christopher variant along with the
Just like the regular Luke.
No, but it's the one that they made this one to go with this. These came together.
Yeah, I know.
With this, you know, this
Really
green is a
cool.
lot brighter. It's a
Oh,
lot prettier.
cool.
This
Nice.
green on my camera.
That's cool. Yeah. Mhm.
But it's that light green. And a Galaxy's Edge cookbook.
Oh, there you go. Damn, that was
It was
awesome.
50% off. It was 50% off.
Yeah, it was. This is what I got. But I don't need this, so you're
We were
getting a
going to
Galaxy's
make
Edge
something. We were
cookbook.
all going to make something. And none
That
of
We
us
were,
book-
and then we never did it, so I'm getting rid of it, so it's no longer on the table for us
That
to
was
do.
the book that actually brought Prince Caesar back into canon because of the recipe.
So I'm putting those up there. Astro, that will get
And
sent
then
out
the
to you.
whole
I think
world
I
of
already got
Star
yours.
Wars
Does it come with
changed.
Galaxy's Edge
Yeah.
antacid?
Congratulations, Astro. That's 9 left now.
Those
3
are
down.
cool. They are
9
cool.
more prizes between
Congratulations.
now and Christmas.
That
Anytime.
green one is like Hulk and Uncanny X-Men road cover. Yeah, that same guy does it. Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
That's one of his
cooking. Oh, cool. How
his
to cook
things.
Grogu. It's what people. People. All right.
What people?
How to cook Progs. Very good, Landlubber. Good one. We're almost hitting the bell. All right.
Why
let's get
didn't
into-
she? Well, Chewie already
Was that
cooked.
Bellworthy? I don't know. You tell me.
Chewie already cooked the porgs, so I don't understand why he felt bad later. Like they're already dead. You already killed the things.
That's the fucking question you have in those 3 fucking piece of shit movies.
I know. But
Come on.
I'm just thinking back on it. Like,
All right,
really
let's talk about some comics
Yeah.
today. Oh, maybe dang it. Once again, I want Wayseeker here because I want to ask him some. I want to talk to him about this because it's Sav. Me and him were both extremely excited for this book to come out. And I want to hear his opinion on it. Jedi, did you read it? Oh, Jedi doesn't look happy. I won't ask him. Dom,
No, I read this. I read it. Yeah.
I know, but you don't look like you liked it, which is you're gonna
I
just.
said-
I didn't get
question.
my books, so I didn't get that.
I thought it was pretty good. I just had one question. And
Good, we'll go through it.
Yeah.
All right, so we get a tweeny age Sav. She's got sweet weapons, and then she rides the boat across the river Nile from presumably the Jedi temple that has a rickety boat. I mean, this looks like some hillbilly boat launch thing, but whatever. Who cares? Pays the droid who yells out loud who it is and what their secret mission is. And she goes to, of course, which we all knew this was coming, Maz's castle. In Maz's castle, they do this page where they show, Dom, I'm surprised you don't love this book because of this.
Aliens, I know.
The whole
Aliens.
fucking place is aliens. And they even give you like little drop down digital explanations of who the aliens are at certain
Yes.
points. It's, is that
Well,
Cad-
Dom's just going to be pissed if they ever do live action and there's not aliens now. He's just going to be pissed. So.
Is she Sav Cad Bane's mom? No, not any. No. Anyways, so there's a bunch of aliens in there, and pretty much you can tell they're gonna put out. There's also very interesting. There's also somebody. Oh man, I just lost my headphones. There's also somebody with a mustache in this one. I'm not gonna be able to hear anything. Cool.
Oh, you can't hear us?
Oh, I can. There we go. It's still good. We're still
You
good.
just
All
couldn't
right,
hear
cool.
yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what are you talking about mustaches for?
it's for Dax's Diner. The guy that's talking in the word bubbles is Dax from remember
remember.
Obi-Wan went to go see him in Clone Wars?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So
Dex.
is it Dex? Yeah, Dex.
It's Dex. He has like Dexter
Yeah,
Gestures
Dex.
or something.
Dexter Jester.
Oh,
That's his name.
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's who that guy is. And then all of a sudden there's this like vampire lookish thing in there. And Sam decides to throw a cup at the back of his head, which starts a fight between him and this big tattooed Persian looking guy who isn't. Like, he's not, but he's got
like a robotic
Darth Maul metal legs on.
Yeah.
Spider legs. That starts a fight, and everybody knows the rules of Maz's Tavern. One rule that you have to have is that you cannot. There's no fighting in Maz's Tavern. So
Just
that
like
leads
the
to a fight.
hotel in John Wick, whatever that.
Right, right. It is. It's a lot like that.
It's consecrated ground.
The vampire guy turns out to be a marshal or an inspector, and he's like, "No, he started blah blah blah." And Maz is like, "Listen, who am I gonna believe? The scumbag of villainy who's been in my here forever, or the dirtbag inspector? So see you later, buddy." And then she yells at both people. She turns and Sam's like, "Look, she's talking to me," and it turns out that she's not. She's talking to Dexter. Pete,
Dexter, I think you got it right.
Dexter
You had
Jester.
Yeah.
And his awesome mustache. I should have done an up close of the mustache. The mustache was just so awesome. He's got a cape on. He's got a holster pistol. He looks like some badass.
Like one of those push broom stashes, like this.
It's one of those. Yeah, absolutely. So Sav creeps out with him and then somehow ends up on the boat, and he doesn't even realize, even the droid said you and your person. And this is actually where it gets interesting. So they were following the inspector because they wanted to know why the inspector was really there. And the inspector's there to find out this group. And this group called the Gax. Hey, could you bring me a brick and a thing? Thanks.
Like I said, he looks like a Muppet though, the way they drew him here.
He does look a little bit
like
like
a Muppet character.
Yeah. It's pretty good though.
He looks taller and leaner than he does.
Well, I figured the leaner. He put on weight once he started working on the the greasy food in the diner.
No, food in the diner.
So we were kind of worried. I think me and Wayseeker talked about this behind the scenes. We were kind of worried about these danks, the fur danks, that were like, wow, that's a terrible name. And if you looked at their original art that they did, the danks, it's like this group that's like, it's this group of hooded people in the thing with the two robots. Turns out that I'll tell you who they are later. But they go in there, the droids start trying to shoot everybody. All of a sudden, all three of these people get together with all their capes. So Sav's got a cape, Daxter Jaster's got a cape, Inspector Vampire's got a cape, and everybody's like, holy shit, they're all shooting at us, and go get them, death droid bots. And then Sav comes out with a lightsabers, like, holy shit, I'm not supposed to use my lightsabers, but I'll do it anyways. Vampire Inspector comes out with a double gun set and starts shooting those cannons. And all of a sudden, all the clankers are down, and he pulls the whole, hey, how you doing? I got a gun behind my back, smoking, even though everybody's gone, and I didn't really shoot anybody in 2 minutes. And I have another one there, so I can do a sweet Final Fantasy gun pose from Final Fantasy VI. And then after that, you get Jester just combing his broom mustache, and they all go back and go, we got to go talk to Maz. They jump back on there. They go back to the castle, and Maz is like, oh, crap. That's this douchebag. And by the way, did I just say that? Yes, I did. And then, by the way, they're part of the Danks, and the Danks are a bunch of losers that were in a bunch of like other outfits, but they kind of were low level scums, and they weren't good at anything. So they all decide to form this like low level thing to try to take back. He got like all the bottom of the barrel thugs. So like
a ragtag
group of like the E-list thug,
the mystery
like,
men,
yes,
or the Great Lakes.
As Frankie brought up earlier, like if you were to put a Wookiee Jedi into a holiday special book, that's like the equivalent of this, just some random bullshit characters. They're all there, which I think is better than what we thought they were going to do originally. I think we thought what they were going to do originally was do like some foolish, like try to take these characters seriously, and we're going to child them up too much, and they didn't. And then they formed the Super Maz team at the end, which has got half the aliens. Dom's internet must not be working that well. Jester with the nope.
Look at her with the pants and the like. She looks like a little superhero down there.
Yeah,
you guys stop clicking him in and out.
I'm not doing anything. He's doing it. He can click himself in.
I was trying to get myself in, but everybody's forcing me out.
So 8 first appearances. Yeah, is there 8 first? I don't think it matters.
Does it matter?
No, it's definitely not Dax's first appearance. 1, 2, 3. There's like 4.
I mean, it may matter one of these days. We don't know if it matters now. It's too soon.
Well, we know for sure. Well, one of the appearances, which isn't the one you probably think matters, but out of the, let's see who the major appearances are. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main storyline first appearances, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them for sure don't matter. For sure. Anyways,
I kind of want the
Wayseeker. So I think I was talking about how we were kind of worried about the day. I'm glad you showed up, because we were worried about the bad group, the Danksters, the Danky McDank bags. And I don't think they turned out as bad as
we don't know yet.
Dude, Frankie, you're specking on the character that the robot, the astromech unit that took him across the river. That's one of the ones that does not fucking matter.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the one that's really. That's one of the. So that's 8. But so now so that's one more. So now 8. So now there's 6 that zero fucks are giving about any of those characters. Like nobody gives a shit about it. Like if you're behind on those, I love it, dude. I love it.
None
Give
of
him
these
the
characters
bell.
matter,
Ding it.
right?
He got it.
Ring the bell.
There you go. The R2 unit. What's good, Half Price Cook? He got the bell. Good one, Frankie. We love it. So, but what Wayseeker, can you talk about? Because I told him we talked in the background. We were nervous about how they were going to present the Danks here, the Dankies.
Yeah, right. I mean, they were just like, it's a horrible name. It's the reject Sith people. So like, and they looked really weird. So it's just had a combo for bad.
Yeah,
right?
but it turned out pretty good, actually. I thought because when she explains it now, it's just like the like E, like there's the A squad of villains and there's the B, C, D's. Like let's say that you're talking like Embro, or like Embro's kind of like a B squatter. You're talking about, I mean, who would be like Sugi is kind of like a C-ish squatter. This would be like the D squad, F squad guys, but he formulated an F squad of hooligans, and they're trying to take over planet.
If I had to pick one, if I had to pick one, I don't think any of them are worthy. It would be the sidekick of the spider guy, the half robot, the
cyborg one.
Dress.
Yeah.
You weren't secretly hoping for like a Boss Nass appearance, like an early Boss Nass kind of thing? That could have really made this squad work.
Jester's a mustache is going to be disturbing for the rest of the series, but I thought this was kind of fun. I mean, yeah, you got Maz in her super pose.
It looks like she's wearing long underwear.
You've got.
I liked it. I just had one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what's the main character's name? I gotta learn them.
Sav.
So, is Sav a Padawan or a Jedi at this point?
Padawan.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what I gathered, because she said that she was taken she was taken as a youngling and then Padawan. She never mentioned being a Jedi. She had to sneak out at night, and now she's just going to go on this adventure. I mean, someone's going to be looking for her. Has she abandoned the Jedi Order? Has she Ahsoka'd herself?
So no spoiler.
I can spoil that for you.
Do not spoil it. Do not spoil it, Wayseeker.
All right.
We know some things that you may not know, but I mean, in the beginning of the book, it says she just kind of likes to be by herself and sneak out. But why do you ask the hard questions, Jedi? That you want us to spoil the Star Wars universe?
At the end of the comic, that's just what I was stuck with. I was like,
very good.
It's taken off.
And you're right on. You're on the right track, Jedi. You do not need an elf on the shelf. You are on the right track, my friend. Overall, though, did you think I thought the book was? I was nervous, kind of like when I see the Russian hookers in the chat
again.
But I was nervous, but I was actually happily surprised. It was a fun book. It was refreshing. It's definitely more geared towards
Volume 1, Issue 1.
Yes, it's definitely geared more towards children, but in a way that doesn't make adults feel stupid for reading it.
Right. Best Dark Horse book so far, easily.
Yes. That's not the fucking but the bar was set. Fucking, the bar so far for Dark Horse Star Wars books is
even with the NWA, all the hooded villains there, the Neighborhood Watch Association,
dude, it adds on. It's fucking greater good. Like when you read the story, as an adult, it's actually kind of comical and adds on to the story. It does. It's like hard to say that, but like when you do, and then you see Superman poses at the end, and Star Wars Avengers team up like of the Suicide Squad, like even the mustache on Jester just makes the book pretty funny. So. Yeah, it's an all-age format. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, Frankie. I mean,
it wasn't format. That was
one thing is,
oh damn it!
The one thing we aren't here is liars, and so far I can't say that anybody on the panel is happy that Dark Horse took over for IDW.
Yeah, I can't
really
say that.
Haven't been doing a good job.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Really have not been doing a good job. A real shit job. By the way, there was no variant, there was no 110 and no RI for this, and that's really unfortunate because they had plenty of potential, including Mighty Morphin Team Up Power Ranger Suicide Squad here to do it with. And actually, their next cover for number 2 kind of sucks. But let's continue on. Vader 29. Is this the week we got 2 at least fucking readable books out of Star Wars? We'll answer that question at the end of 29. Okay, Star Wars 29. Here we go.
right after these messages.
So we start off with a flashback, and if you're not on my team, then you're an enemy of my team. So then you're the enemy of an enemy, and then we'll get in a fight. And I hate getting sand. Okay, but we start off with the flashback of Obi and the wife dead and everything else, because that's what we got to do. Then we do with our favorite character, Ochi Bastoon, the idiot, and he has got one of Sabine's handmade tables with him. Man, this is all messed up.
Dorme.
Where does she rank on your list of
Dorme.
Yeah, where's Dorme on your list?
They're all just trying to play catch up to Sabe. I don't really. It's Sabe and then everybody else.
All right.
But,
I know if you had like
Yeah, no,
I
Joe, that would have been a
assume-
wrong move for the opposite reason. Too many covers.
I assume that now that we're gonna get to know more about Dorme, maybe we'll see.
Are we?
We'll see in the next.
I don't
We'll see
know.
in the
Are
next.
we? Might be.
Yeah, we'll see in the next issue. We'll see in the next issue, I guess, maybe. But
So she
might be
is
short-lived.
posing, for those people that forget, Ochi, the like 3 or 4 maidens that are left, kidnap Ochi to go rescue Sabi because they thought Sabe is a prisoner of Vader, not working with them. So they go there to her personal chamber or whatever. Ochi takes her there and goes like, hey, here's the armor. She's not wearing it, but she's not here. Here's a data pad. Here's the gun. Here's a whole bunch of stuff. And then all of a sudden, 2 troopers come in and go like, oh, hey, you're back. We're your personal guards. We didn't know you were back. What are you doing? And then Dome plays a trick on them and says like, oh, yeah, hey, I heard you guys were gambling on me that I was going to die in the basement, because she just threw it out there. It turned out they were. So then she got some information out of them. In the meantime, they show us where Sabu, I'm just, whatever Jedi wants to call her, she's on a planet. She is on a planet.
I give up.
With, yes, if you want to know who that is, it's Joel Toomba, to whoever. Nobody cares, because his grandfather was the guy that we all know as Watto, and he was in the Clone Wars, and then he died, and then his son, wait, I don't know actually who it was, because there's 2 Watto Tombos. One is the junior, one is the senior. They're both dead at this point, but we're not quite sure. Are we quite sure which one was in Clone Wars?
I think it was his dad. No, I think it was Grandpa. Grandpa was in Clone Wars.
So then they
He
came
said
up,
that he was
instead
the
of
good
making this that one son, because the time still would have worked out, they decided to make this the third, and instead of having the same name to keep it classy, they named him Jewel. So, okay, there we go with that. So she's over there and she sees him and she's like, oh, he's trying to negotiate and tell all these people that he's doing so much good for them. His people, they're saying, no, you're actually a pirate and you screwed us and you started a war. Flashes back over to our Domo, who's like, okay, where is she? Oh, she's on that planet with them. Cool. Well, we're both going to go there. They do the double panel look. I don't
It makes
think
you look like
anybody
she
cares
looks
about
like
double
Ray.
She does really look like Ray in this
Yeah.
panel. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot like Ray. I don't know if this person, she does. Agreed. Who's the artist in the shit? Anyways, she shows up. She pretty much saves his life, kind of, but not really, and says, yeah, Darth Vader, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, we get these breathing mechanisms and everything else. My dad's dead, my grandpa's dead, and then I'm just going to try to take over the council, but Vader screwed us because he killed the entire council. So we don't know if the dad was the one Vader came and wiped out, or the granddad, or whoever the hell it was, but the dad killed somebody. So there we go. Or not dad, Vader killed somebody. All right, Vader kills everybody. There we go. Well, don't let Vader hear you talk about that because he might kill you. Then the rolling bot, who was supposed to be part of the team that of assassins, was like, hey, you can't trust her. She works for Vader. He goes, yeah, I know that already. Great story. Vader, on the other hand, comes in and sees Domo and says, hey, Domo, come here and hear real quickly. We're going to kill the 2 stormtroopers because they betrayed you by betting on you. Oh, cool. Well, there's a blaster. So whoever gets to the blaster first, stormtroopers, don't let her get to that blaster first. Go kill her first. So they jump up and they're like, oh, shit. All right, let's go. All 3 of them go wrestle for it. We know how this is going to turn out. Oh, boom, boom, bam, boom. Puts them all in stun. Then Vader choke next to her and goes, yeah, listen, I knew you weren't actually Sabe because Sabe would have killed them. And she goes, no, she wouldn't have. What are you doing with her? In the meantime, Vader goes, well, Sabe would have. And if you don't know that, you don't know her anymore. And the next screen is Sabe killing the great first appearance that everybody's buying this book for, Jewel. Jewel's dead now. So now all the whole family of the Tim, whatever, however you say their last name. Huh?
He appeared.
Yeah, so did the robot
He also died.
that crossed the River Nile. Okay, the end. Great book though, Jedi. What do you think? Did I cover that well for you? Is that how you would have covered it?
I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
pretty well. I would have pronounced their names right, but other than that, I think you did pretty well. So basically Sabe ends up killing this Jewel guy because this Jewel guy had a plan to kill Vader, right? And she's like, if you kill Vader, you're not going to succeed, and Vader's going to come down here and like destroy all your people that you say you're trying to help. So, but that's why that's why we think. Now we don't know. This is Star Wars. We don't know that she actually pulled the trigger. Sabe, I'm talking about, and that this guy's actually dead. But it certainly appears that she did. And
He appears to be dead.
So, yeah.
But I think that's too good,
For those-
right? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, for those that aren't familiar with Dorme, she was not a handmaiden during Padme's queen reign. She became a handmaiden to Senator Amidala, and she has already had first appearances, I believe. So don't get too excited. I believe she's already had first appearances in comics, and she basically fills in for Padme when Padme gets all the when Padme's getting all these death threats and attempts on her life, and she runs off and stays on her home planet Naboo or whatever with Anakin. She is Padme's, what do you call it?
Fill in, double, body double.
Fill in, or she acts on her behalf as a Senate.
These are not them.
So,
You idiot! You caught the stunt doubles.
It amazes me. This is what's wonderful about Star Wars. It amazes me that Jedi is a super fan of not even of the Queen, but of the handmaidens of Padme. And he has a endless youth of knowledge of these characters and has a true spot for the heart of her.
Hey, it's just as interesting as much of you're a fan of Star Wars, yet you cannot pronounce anybody's name right.
Nah, still never gonna do it. That's all right.
Like, oh, the guy's name was like Lambo.
None of these names are real. They make them all up anyway. So who gives a shit? You don't know how that person's pronouncing when they're writing them. All right.
Somebody made up your name too.
Huh?
Somebody made up your name too.
Yeah, everybody makes up my name.
Yeah.
Is it Macro?
So you pronounce it however the dude. You do not want to know how many people. No, you don't want to know how many people fuck up my name. They fuck it up all the time
Jedi
to a point of
21,
exhaustion.
13.
To a point of fucking exhaustion. So yes. Zero's given.
No, Ed just posted 21-13 Cowboys.
Okay, is it over?
No.
No.
The halftime.
I don't. I never leave. I never
All names
believe
are
the Cowboys won't find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. So.
Get it. I mean, it was late, but his joke is the same as what's his name is good.
Ring the bell.
Get it. That was a good one. Yeah, I mean, I just think this was a good week, though. As much as we've dogged them for some of their weeks, this one was pretty darn good. Like, this was actually, these two comics were really good. So
Switching over.
The artwork is pretty cool.
Yeah, except for the face here with Domo, where she's, I don't know what she's doing, and the fact that they do look like Rey. But yeah, besides that, it was cool. All right, next week we got Hidden Empire. Good stuff. What can I say? It looks really good.
Looks like he's burning a flag.
It is. That's the Crimson Rain flag. What's their name?
It's kind of small on my laptop. That's why.
Okay. There's a preview for that. I didn't pull the preview. Sorry, I was running late. I was on a show last night, so I didn't have time. But for some reason, everybody's loving this David Lopez travel variant.
I'm probably going to get that
It's
one.
simple. It's not like
I don't know. Yeah, we did a down the road on that, and we looked at it for maybe 5 minutes, and we just kept. I think we consensus that we all loved it, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
Right.
The one that looks like a Japanese painting
Well,
or
I think
something
it
that's
looks
in a
like,
restaurant.
Yeah. Well, I like as far as the number one. Dom and I were talking about this on MCM. I like the Lopez number one cover better than the Darth Maul myself. But
I have to get that issue. I just got the Darth Maul cover. Just finally got it.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one from.
Did I miss news, or did you already do news?
We didn't do news yet.
No,
It isn't a connecting. But this is
you,
100%. This isn't a connecting cover, right? The Lopez is not connecting because
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Wait, the one in the middle is connecting.
Yeah.
Yes, the Cummings. The Cummings
is connecting. Yeah.
Bounty hunters. Actually,
The box cover.
About time. Yeah, of course. It's actually a good box cover, which I love. You know, I love box covers. But I was putting this up for the, and I was like, shit, Sprout. What? We're gonna do black framing on red and make it look actually kind of cool. It looks good. The 40th actually looks good on this one. I don't know.
Valance has never looked more like Terminator than he does on that cover.
Yeah, the leather jacket really
I
adds.
think that's what they're going for. I think that's what they're going for.
Oh, is that it? Okay, well, success.
What about the flaming hand?
Dude, speaking of great covers, fucking Han Solo will scold you in this week's fucking Solo and Chewbacca. So there
he
you
did
go.
that in the comic.
Hey. What?
When you use the last of the toilet paper, you refill the damn thing.
Smell my
Wait,
finger. Pull
What
my
were you gonna
finger.
say, Don? Before that, they did it.
I was saying that he did that in the movie. The Empire Strikes Back. He had his finger up.
Yeah, that's that has to be a Chewbacca
Yeah.
point of view because he's always doing that to. No, I guess he did it with Leia too, but he's always.
I understand that, but this looks like shit.
Pull my finger.
No, that's more.
Never tell me the odds. Well, we lost Wayseeker. Dang it, Wayseeker, get back here.
That's the shirt I'm wearing today.
Uh,
Extra points for the never tell me the odds.
Now the cover A looks pretty cool.
yeah, it
Oh, we
looks
lost
good.
Wayseeker this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it just ends. I can't remember how many more this is. This is 9. I think it's
stopped
ending
on
9
with
or
a
12.
while back.
9 issues.
9 of 12. 9 of 12. So we're gonna be done soon. I was gonna ask Wayseeker's opinion on this because I tried to ask Pete to change it to this one. Like, can you tell the difference between Star Wars
Well,
has
there is
really
no
gone off
difference.
the shit. So.
It's the little box.
So they're doing a second print.
Of course they are. The color of Star Wars is different.
Yeah, thanks, Dom. Dom, why? Dom!
That was a trivia question. Damn it!
God, it's
What?
a
No, it wasn't.
show.
Not when we
We
put
talk
it in.
to the chat, Dom.
Oh, I'm
All
sorry. I
right.
did
Well,
confuse
fuck
it.
it. We're not gonna do. Can you tell us which one's the first and which is the second print? Because Dom already told you which one the second print is, but they've really gotten.
I don't understand how you would have fooled anybody. You got them right next to
Because
each other.
people get fooled by dumb stuff. They didn't do
But
anything.
don't you
All right,
love how they
yeah,
changed the box color? You know,
They,
That's
well, they
exactly-
also
I was
added
gonna ask
second
Dom.
fucking print to the
They
box.
changed
in the right
all you
corner.
need is to change the color around the box from white to blue, and you're good.
Oh, and the trade dress.
They literally did the bare ass minimum for this fucking cover.
This
Well,
is
they
the
couldn't
way-
give it
bare
the
ass
story
fucking
background.
minimum.
We already had the story background.
Did we just talk about this shit last week? Like, you got to do one thing, like change the fucking color. Guess what the fuck they did? Or put second printing. They changed the fucking color, put second fucking printing. This is the laziest shit I've ever seen. It's fucking horrible.
They
Star
do it
Wars.
all the time.
Who cares that they do it all the time? Stop doing it. It's junk. It's
Stop
garbage.
doing it. You tell all them
It's
people
dog
keep
shit.
buying all those multiple different colors of Darth Vader
anyways.
3 because it's hard to find. But it's still the 4th reprint.
That's the first print. Zaggy, you still got it wrong. God damn. Dom gave you the answer and you got it wrong, Zaggy.
LOL'd it. He knew what he was doing.
He
was
did
just
not
breaking
know.
balls.
Huh? Anyways, that lazy shit. No, and then they do their other lazy shit for Yoda. They do a fucking.
Listen, regardless of the fact on the books that they sell, they don't sell, there will always be a second printing on these things. Always.
Well, not always.
Come on.
It's hard
What-
always.
Every Star Wars book that has a significant meaning always had a second printing.
Wait.
What's this?
Let's not play too fast and loose with significant meaning. 'Cause Star Wars 26 got a second print. That doesn't mean there's something significant that really happened in that book. They
Well-
just happened to sell them because people kept telling them to buy it.
So
John, you're right. You don't get this with Dark Horse because this shit don't even sell. Oh, anyways.
It's just whatever they think they can make money on. That's all.
yeah.
This is bad, though. They got to be better. They could be better. This is an interior page of nobody really cares. It's not even the full interior.
Well, the Vision second printing actually did pretty good.
How so? By what scale?
It's so it's sold I think a pretty amount of comics.
How many?
I don't know how many were made, but the fact is that I think it sold better than some of this stuff.
Well, this isn't even out yet, though. You can't
I'm
make
just saying,
that
but-
comparison yet.
Look, the second printing that came out for number 26 is still on the shelf.
Yeah, the Vision book was a good book. In probably under order, maybe I think, but I'm not sure it was because there's still first prints on the shelf of that book.
There is,
So-
but the cover A is starting to pick up some steam. The cover A one, the one they made in NYCC.
What do you mean pick up steam?
The regular one.
Like nothing is picking up steam. It's not like you have $6.
I got it.
What?
Come on.
What's picking up steam?
No, stop. Let's go. Don't give him a hard time.
Let's
get. I'm just saying. Get it? Yeah. I was waiting for you to say. Where's? I can't even find those because I don't usually do it. Where is it? I'm just saying. All right. Good. Let's get to news. Let's leave Dom alone. Let's get into news.
I gave it to you, Mark. It'll load.
Pete has it. He said he pulled it up.
Oh,
he said, "Don't worry about news because I got it covered."
Yeah. I had. That's because you can see I had toys ready to roll. Not.
Oh yeah. Well, let's do news. Then we're gonna do toys after news. Sorry, we got it out of order.
I'm looking. I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't have it ready." Oh, there it is. This week it's Star Wars.
We got the big news of the week was we finally
Dom, give it flex. Yeah,
we got the release date for Mando season 3 announced at the Brazilian Comic-Con. I don't know if we're gonna talk about anything else about that later, but we got that March 1st is when we get the release date for season 3. So
were you kind of upset with that when they said March 1st?
No. Why? They postponed it 1 week from what's rumored.
Rumored. I'm happy.
We got it. I mean, we're going to get 3 shows a year, right? I don't think we're going to get more than 3 shows a year. We got 3 shows this year. We're going to get 3 shows next year.
Well, the Acolyte's not coming out this year?
All right.
Acolyte's not coming out to 2024.
No,
they just started filming.
Started filming.
Oh, they got to go. They got to film it. Then they got to go to post-production.
Okay, yeah. So that means all we're getting is Bad Batch, Mando, and Ahsoka.
No, we'll get 3 live actions. We'll get Mando. We'll get Ahsoka, and then we'll get the Ghost, whatever the other one is.
Skeleton Ghost.
Oh, Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
Wait, the Skeleton Crew's coming out this year?
Yeah, it was done shooting.
Done, right?
It was done. Yeah. They announced it was done.
Before then.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a Bad Batch.
Oh yeah, no Bad Batch. I mean,
so we're getting a lot of shit.
Yeah.
3 live actions.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of shit.
Yeah,
but no, I think this is good. This is perfect timing. I like that. I like March. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get.
We got Bad Batch coming in January, and it's going to go all the way through.
Episode 9 is a Bad Batch is going to connect with Mando. Is going to overlap with Mando. You have 2 shows.
Yeah, we'll have 2 shows for almost the entirety of Mando.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Good. Next.
Okay.
And what? Dom had a rumor with this one, Wayseeker. Did you leave that later?
What?
Yeah. Or do we got room for that later?
Okay.
What?
Next.
Well, all right. I mean, I'm asking, do we, or did we want his?
There you go.
Yeah. We also got a new teaser that was released at CCXP. It has not actually leaked on the internet. At least I haven't checked today to see if it came up. Everybody's saying in the teaser they seen Mando headed to Coruscant, which doesn't really make much sense to me. This is the picture, I guess, that was leaked. But Coruscant doesn't mean anything at this point. Like, it's not the capital. I guess it's still around, but I wouldn't be surprised if the people that watched it got this wrong and it's more like.
Let me ask you a question now. Think about it. If they go to Coruscant, wouldn't it trigger some memories to Grogu if he was on Coruscant or the 66?
I don't know.
Back?
It's not like
no, I'm just saying.
Like they're probably going in the temple.
I mean, he could see a lightsaber that could trigger orders.
I'm just saying they probably will go in the temple.
See a blaster fire.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be surprised if it's actually Coruscant. Dom, I didn't put this on there, but one person at that thing said they saw Boba Fett. Only one.
Dom knows.
Well,
not two. One person.
No, one person, but it's
you trust that person?
You know what?
Not the 50,000 people that were there?
Well, look, the 50,000 people there, look, all I know is I have my faith. I know.
True. No, say it, Dom.
Wouldn't it be cool?
No, see, this is what I don't understand about Dom. They have fucked that character up really bad. And when they fuck up one of my characters, I'm like, please just leave him the fuck alone. Don't ever go by him. You fucked him up. All right, we're cool. You fucked it up. Leave the character alone. Don't fuck with Han no more. Don't fuck with Obi no more. Dom's like, you fucked my character up. Give me more.
Listen, because I have faith in that.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
He's going to come back stronger than ever. I have faith.
Wouldn't it be cool?
I mean,
Come on, give me something to believe in.
Where's Boba Fett?
in
Come on,
the
give me
trailer, they said
something
they
to
saw
believe
lots
in.
of Mandalorians. So, everybody just see one
Well, I
Mandalorian,
heard.
they're all
So, do you want to
Boba
know what I heard? I talked to a couple of my friends. We were sitting down. We had, out here, we had a barbecue. Some of my Brazilian friends, just it's all meats and salt all day long. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten with Brazilians before, but that's it. It's like 15 different cuts. They throw it on the grill. So I know it's -6 degrees, but we were in our shorts and we're drinking, the beers, and we're doing this and we're talking and everything else. And they were telling me that their cousin sister's brother was there, and they said this is what they actually saw. They saw that they went to Coruscant so that Grogu could have a flashback of Boba Fett finding Mace Windu on the ground and shooting him dead, and then taking his lightsaber and leaving. And that's what they said. That's what they said they saw in this. So I'm just saying.
Move this man!
You can't boo me for that. That was good. All right, get out of here. Next up.
Oh, God.
Stop
break
using
Don's
my
heart.
boo this man against me.
Right. So the fun news, I think, of the week was early in the week. We got news that the acolyte from one of the Daphne or whatever her name is said the show is going to revolve around how the Sith infiltrate the Jedi Order, and it's going to be a Sith-centric show, which has never been done before. So, which is what we said that Andor enables, and that's what they're pushing. There's going to be a
but this is what they've always said: is it's the Sith show. Like that's how they introduced this.
Is it going to be like the Americans?
It was a Sith show and acolytes. What she said, if you actually read what she said, it's very interesting because it can give you. It's very. What she said is very good for like the Doms and Darth Lopez's of the world, because they can like expound their imagination on what she didn't say, but what she meant to say, but she was secretly saying. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like, yeah. I mean, it's really good.
Say anything. She didn't say anything of substance.
No, she said nothing. She said there's gonna be Sith. There's gonna be Sith.
Yeah,
and I mean that's literally the description of the acolytes.
Look, the title card
They're
has
gonna
what
follow
looks like
the
a
Sith.
Wolverine claw scratched through it, so maybe she's actually X-23. And we're getting the Marvel Star Wars.
No.
Crossover. There you go.
No, I mean like this is still. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah,
and like
I'm
I said,
excited about this. I really am.
Like Wayseeker said, I'm even more excited now that guys, real quickly before we do know that there's like the Sith mean a lot of things, right? You do know that there's probably a high likelihood there's not a Lord after the Sith, because it's literally called the Sith acolytes.
Don't ruin it for them.
Okay, all right. All right.
Don't ruin
all right.
There's gonna be only Sith Lords. There's gonna be like 50 of them. They're gonna be going around.
Great Nihilus, Bane, Revan, and all
showing up in this thing.
I have heard. You know what though? I did think about this because of course I got plenty of messages
all their
about
first
like
appearances on my Whatnot show.
Within 24 hours, I got I think it was 36 messages about different Sith Lords that were like Sith Lords that weren't like there's like Old Republic Sith like all types of shit. But I do think maybe we should rank like Sith Lords that are. They're like, because and then people saying this will reintroduce certain Sith Lords into canon that are already in canon. And I was like, well, technically they're already in canon. So maybe we'll do a ranking of like top 10 Sith Lords that are already in canon, that something, or maybe like Sith Lords that you think are in canon and aren't. I don't know. Maybe something. I don't know. We can do something. So
yeah, we can figure out.
High Republic issue.
Why don't we just do in or out? We'll just throw up Sith Lord names and we'll tell you, are they in or out?
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, we'll take a guess. That'll be good. In canon or not in canon. Okay, that's a good idea. So, but this was really exciting. I mean, it seems like everybody's on track with the same message that they've been on since the get-go. This is something that we've seen now, because this was what 2019 when we originally saw this title pop up.
The title, yeah.
And all they said was it's going to be following Sith acolytes. That's what we got. And it's like, okay. And we're still getting it. So they're starting to shoot
2
this
years
finally.
later. There was an interview and she said there's going to be Sith.
It's going to be a martial arts thriller. So
martial arts? Where'd that come from?
They said martial arts is going to be in this. Martial arts.
Said?
Who's martial arts?
What's the name that's directing it? Friggin' what's the face?
Leslie.
Russian doll. She said that
No,
it was be a martial
Frank.
arts.
Frank, that's not. No, the Padawan for a Sith would be an apprentice, not an acolyte. Acolyte's a whole different. It's a whole different thing.
I mean, 2024 is looking great. We got Andor.
It's looking awesome. Yeah.
We're gonna get one more show. It's probably gonna be something Filoni.
Sith are also a race of people. Yep, and there's.
Actually, we're probably gonna get this year. Visions, Jedi's favorite show, is coming back at the end of the year.
We're getting that next year. Yeah,
next year.
Yeah, 2024 thing.
Yeah.
We are getting that. No, for live action.
Oh, you think 23?
2 of the 3 live action for 2024 already, and they're ones I'm looking forward to.
Thank you. I like this. Give it to him. Hulk's showing up there too. He is. And by the way, Steven Seagal as a Sith.
That needs to happen.
That might
Ring
be
the bell.
That's good. We got 2. Darth Bane rule of 2, which once again, see, like that's kind of throwing it in. If you're saying rule of 2, but then the acolytes are supposed to be Sith that follow the rule of 2, but we know that there's like 5 acolytes at least. Once again, 1 + 2 doesn't equal 9. So, but yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm still excited about this. I'm more excited now. I think I got to say my excitement was starting to waver, and then Andor came out, and now I am like, I'm excited again because they can do it. Like they can do this, and you know who's not part of it? Dave and John. So like, we can do this, guys. We can do this.
Yeah,
right?
all right.
We can do it. All right. Next up,
we got some casting news.
I don't know who this is,
but this person is joining the Acolyte. I guess it's a big deal in Britain. So it's
got a notebook.
Different TV shows and movies and whatever. So got some more casting news. Margarita, Livietta, whatever. But this is the other big news of the week. Daisy Ridley posted this picture on Twitter, and this picture is straight from Lucas Films.
What's up, guys? Today's video is brought.
So I don't know what that was.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but
that was my Bell app went to commercial on me.
I thought you had that perfectly timed for Daisy or something. I don't know. But
yeah, Ridley's at Lucasfilm.
This is just spread everybody out, speculating her return to Star Wars.
You know what? Dom, give it to him. As much as we give him crap, Dom has been on his pedestal about making sure people are informed that Daisy Ridley and fucking Rey are going nowhere. So are the sequels. They're going nowhere. Even when I'm like fucking I don't even want to talk about it, Dom will stand up and go, they're going nowhere. So like they aren't. She's going fucking nowhere. And just wait till that Finn guy needs a fucking paycheck because he'll be posting this shit too.
Look, let me tell you what I'm going to look. All kidding aside,
what's up, Dwayne Scott?
You know, as much as people didn't like the sequel trilogy and Rey and all these things, some of those characters did have intriguing things to them, and if they're done right, moving forward, storytelling, and if they kind of, tweak things, you can make Daisy Ripley the Empress, make her what she should have been. Go to the dark side.
I don't think that's what she should have been.
They can't do
She was
that.
fine until she was a Palpatine.
But you could do her back. You could do her actual backstory without.
Because think about it, Palpatine died, right? His essence, I think, went in her.
Oh, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. No, just say that. Just say. Hey, they're still flushing out stories with her. Please, don't do the rest of it. Just
okay. You know what? They're flushing out stories. So there's a lot of things that they could do down the road.
Yeah. You're starting to sound like Ruben.
It does seem like they're gonna bring her back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All signs say.
I mean, I'm trying to pat you on the fucking back, and it's next. Let's go.
So we didn't get to see these, but at Disney APAC, which is a shareholder meeting, they did show this week new trailers for The Mandalorian, Bad Batch, and Visions, as well as some new pictures from Ahsoka. So these have not leaked yet.
Well, we're gonna get the Mandalorian for Christmas time.
So we should get the Mando with them, but we got there's another Vision trailer coming, and I would expect us to get the Bad Batch trailer. I would think it would come this week since we're a month out.
It's going to come soon. Bad Batch is going to come very soon. Mandalorian sweet. And the stills. Remember how I was making fun of how Ahsoka looked like she had like really hammer pants on? They've taken care of that problem. She doesn't look short and stumpy anymore. So there you go.
So all these are done. We're going to get them sometime soon.
Yep.
Jedi's looking forward to Vision trailer. He's bookmarked it every morning. He gets up, and that's the first thing he looks for.
Jedi
Let me
for
know.
Visions.
Tell me
yeah.
all about it.
We're gonna get. I mean, we got to get more of the the what's his name, the Ronin. So, who's the guy in the orange helmet? That's just another.
Yeah,
that's one of the.
figure
Power
we just
pack.
move it on.
Mandalorians. Yep.
This would have made Ruben really mad. But Andor tried to drop the first F-bomb in Star Wars history.
Why does it make him mad?
Because he was upset about them dropping shit or whatever.
Oh,
Because it's not a Star Wars word. Right?
Dom, where'd you go?
True.
You just
And
made
so-
Dom
That's
mad.
right.
Marva, instead of fight the Empire, originally said the
Okay.
F-bomb, the Empire. And
Well, I actually, I don't know if it made me as upset as Ruben did. But I don't think that the S word fit either. But I mean, it is what it is.
yeah. So this
I
one was
didn't think it
originally
mattered
in.
much. I think I probably just missed it in translation.
That'd have been pretty cool if they said that.
No,
but then
Frankie,
again-
not Commander
No,
Ruben.
it wouldn't. Done.
Yeah, I think Fight the Empire was probably a good. I think that's a good call. That's probably a good call.
So they shot it that way, and Disney came back and said, "No, you got to change that."
Good job, Disney.
So
Well, they could have Battlestar Galactica, made up their own and frack them.
Okay.
I
Frack
think
the
Star Wars
Empire.
doesn't Star Wars say frick or something
Frick,
instead
yeah.
of frack? Something like that.
They say Bantha Poodoo a lot.
So Disney, I think, got this one right.
Yeah, they got this one right.
All right, let's go. So we got some Solo stuff. Last week we talked about how the producers are trying to really push Solo. This week they said, you know what? I think our meetings with Disney didn't go very well. So now fans, we need you to campaign for a sequel. So get to
How do you campaign? Tell
get to
Dom how to
Kickstarter, get to
campaign.
social media, get whatever you have to do. They're just pleading with fans to say, you know what? We need you to make this movie happen. So this is
does
desperate,
Opie
right?
Taylor need money that fucking bad?
I guess so.
Why?
It's just pure desperation.
I don't have enough followers to be that kind to
Come on, you can
wield
do a
that
whole story
kind
on
of
Crimson
influence.
Dawn. Come on, man.
Dom, you do it.
That's what they want you,
Wait.
Dom. They want the use to create 55 million accounts on Twitter. and-
Okay.
You're saying
Once
Ron
again,
Howard's pushing for this?
this
is-
is it's one of his projects.
I
know it
actually
was
like
It
Solo.
says solo producer, but
Solo's a
producer-
good
Yeah,
movie,
but he's
man.
a director producer for Solo, so yes, he's one of them.
Fun time.
Yes.
well, he
I
was
wanna
one
see-
of them, but it could have been one of the other guys who's
I
not
think it was-
working.
I think it was one of the other ones, but I don't
Yeah,
remember
one
which.
of the
Because
guys
that
who
guy's
works
not
with
working.
Chris Lord and Miller.
FD's Nest. I want to see her come back with the
Watch
Sky
Willow.
Riders.
Okay, this is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see it touching fucking. There you go, Star Wars. You want to use the F word? Don't touch fucking Solo. Leave Han Solo the fuck alone. Leave him alone.
Crimson
He
Dawn.
didn't do anything to you.
Actually,
You've never
what?
once done him good. They have.
Make a
Tell me
series.
one thing. Stop. Tell me one thing since the original fucking trilogy, the original, not remastered, the original trilogy that they did with Han Solo that turned out good. They fucking took away he shot first. They did whatever the fuck this was, where his name now is Solo because he's by himself or some dumb shit. I don't know what the fuck that was. And then they had some emo fuck kill him. Like, what the fuck? No. Leave him the
They
fuck
took the Millennium
alone.
Falcon away from
I
him.
want spin-offs.
I'm
I
not
want
dumb where they
spin-offs.
throw me some fat ass piece of shit loser character and go, oh yeah, give me another so I can
Look,
take that
instead
down
of
my throat
Solo,
again.
Solo, give me spin-offs. I want to see a Beckett spin-off.
Fine,
I want to
don't touch Solo though.
I want to
Don't
see
touch
Beckett
Solo.
before he met up with Solo, his crew, and how he went about things. I want to see that.
That's fine. You can do that, but we don't need Solo.
It
We don't
seems-
need
it
Solo.
seems like a
too.
cliche character. Like we know what the story would be. Like, do we need to see
Yeah.
it?
So the
Like, we
next slide
fill in
gets
a
into
lot of those
another-
gaps because we know what he's supposed to play. Oh,
The next slide gets into another. They were really pushing it this week. So they had this one come out, I think, on Wednesday, and then on Friday they have to come out with another story. So go
sorry,
to the next
you little
slide.
Frank. Sorry.
yeah, like this I
Um,
wouldn't mind.
Solo Rider says, you know what? There was a major plot hole that we need to retcon, and so then the proposed sequel, that was what it was about. Just talking about why would her boss ever send her if she was so important on this mission when he didn't want to be found? And so he's like, the story doesn't make sense in this part with Kira. Like Kira didn't belong in this story, and so we were going to have to retcon how to make that make sense. So even like the writer said, the whole Kira stuff didn't make sense.
It does make sense
looking back on it. So
no, he literally went, my grandson wants me to throw fucking Darth Maul in this shit, so I'm throwing Darth Maul in this shit. Go back. Hey, there are checks for this. You know, there are receipts. You could go back and look at some of the dumb shit that J.J. Abrams and Opie Taylor fucking said. It's some real dog shit, bro. Like, they did stuff because their
Leave Richie Cunningham
grandkids.
alone.
Huh?
Leave Richie Cunningham alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like the whole story is like, yeah,
Nah.
we messed up. We messed up the Kira story. It was wrong. So like, we wanted to fix it.
Well, you know what? Her story's intriguing. You know, even though they say they messed it up, her story's still intriguing. I still do want to see when she went to Dathomir and she met up with Maul. I want to see that.
I like. Okay, here's the deal with Solo. I like Solo to a point. It wasn't a terrible movie. I do not like what they did to Han Solo in the movie. And I don't like that at the end somebody throws in fucking Darth Maul because their grandkids like, that's my favorite character. I think that's bullshit.
Well, the whole fact is Crimson Dawn, Darth Maul was part of it, man. That's another whole thing. In back
Read
in the
what the writer said.
I know,
the whole
writers-
shit I put down didn't make fucking sense. The writer's telling you, you're saying, oh yeah, it's cool because you and Ruben get into this word salad ass shit where you're like, let's say a couple words and act like that shit makes sense. That shit that you, no matter how many words you throw and toss together, the writer's telling you, I put this shit, I wrote it, and it doesn't fucking make sense. And you come back with, you know, it makes sense. No, it doesn't fucking make sense. He's telling you.
Look, all right. She wound up being part of Crimson Dawn.
The writer!
The hell with the writer, man. The hell with the writer. No, because sometimes the writers get mixed up in their own way. If you read between the friggin' lines.
But the writers wouldn't write the lines.
That's why the writing's so fucking bad in Star Wars. That's why. Because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But if you put it together, it makes sense. Think about it.
I can't think about it. You just put me in some weird circular logic that makes no sense. You're telling me the writer makes sense, but doesn't make sense.
Look,
I'm gonna die. Oh, geez.
Darth Maul was in hiding. He had a Voss do his dirty bit because if you watch the Clone Wars,
all right, let's get this back on track. All right, next up, Pete.
All right, you know what?
I'm still confused.
What? Wait, Dom, I don't.
All right, let's keep moving.
It was funny. I get what you're saying. The stories you tell, but this is the thing, and this is good about Star Wars. The stories you tell in your head are better than some of the stories the writers tell. I agree 1,000%. But you can't disagree when the writer's saying we put nonsense up there and go like, well, they didn't.
The fact is how it's nonsense to what he's saying, but it does if you put it together, it does make sense.
No, if you tell a better story than him, Dom, that's what you're
It's not the
doing.
same
You're
thing.
telling a better story. You, Dom, you are telling a better story than he did. And he's saying, you know what? Dom's right. Dom's telling a better story than I did. I fucked it up. Dom is right. He's telling a better story. Yes, that's what's happening. Yes.
We got
all right, Jedi Fallen Order.
We got a cover reveal this week for Battle Scars, which is coming out in March, and we also got the synopsis revealed, and it's going to be featuring the fifth brother and
right there in the background.
stormtrooper who deserts. And so I'm excited for this book. It's really fascinating though that they're really pushing the Inquisitors because we're getting the fifth brother here, we're getting that other Inquisitor book coming out. So it does seem like maybe they realized Kenobi sucked and they need to do something to fix the Inquisitors. I don't know. That's me reading between the lines about what they're trying to
I
do
wish we
here.
would have had the image of the Inquisitor in there too, because did you guys see, John? Did you see it too? Did you see the? It looks good again. It looks like he's supposed to fucking look.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that's going to kick me in the nuts, because when we see it in the game, which is something that they could have easily done. If they can do it in the game, they could have easily done it in the TV show. I guarantee you that Inquisitor is going to look like something in that's a lot better than in Obi-Wan. 1,000%.
So yeah, to me that's just saying like we messed up and we're not going to admit it, but we're gonna fix the Inquisitors because they're pretty cool. And Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this, and I also wonder if this is like a stab at Finn.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll get it.
Yeah. I mean, and this is like how most of the characters show up on the screen.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that is how the fifth brother is going to show up. Correct?
Well, actually, in Rebels, he looked a little bit like that in Rebels, the cartoon.
Yeah, he looked like that.
Yeah, I know he did. That's right. He just didn't look this way in Kenobi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like,
Made
I think
his face bigger and his hat smaller.
and they're going to use the live action. You're going to use live action people because that's what they do for this video game. And then it's going to come down to like, dude, they could have fucking done better in Obi. So, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to this book.
I think they just didn't see the new
Hey,
trend in big hats. You guys have seen all the NFL players with the really big hats now, right? So it's
Yes.
the thing. It's the thing now. Big hats.
More on getting on Jedi Survivor. EA Star Wars Twitter this week, they changed their header to this. And so, I mean, like I said, I think we're getting the trailer on Thursday at the Game Awards. And
Yeah,
this
Game
just
Awards. I keep
confirmed
talking
it.
about.
Is this a reality show?
Yes, this is the reality show. Would you like to watch Jedi Survivor reality TV show?
Oh yeah, I'd watch that.
Definitely.
Well, we've got
What if it was called
Alliance.
Padawan Survivor? Would you watch that?
Yeah.
Ooh, Padawan Survivor.
I think Sith Survivor would make more sense because they actually have to try to kill each other. That would be that'd be a really fun show too. So
They don't have
let's
to kill
pitch
each other.
those
They
ideas.
can just vote each other off of the temple.
No, you just kill them.
So if we get this on
Sith
Thursday,
Survivor.
though, do you really still think we're getting Bad Batch this week or next, or do you think it's going to be like?
I think we're going to get both this week. I really do. I think we're getting this Thursday. I think we're getting a Bad Batch. I mean, Bad Batch starts what the
First,
4th,
the 4th of January.
1 month from today.
Yeah,
I
not
can't
everything is
imagine
based
they're
off an
gonna go
event.
too much
Like when they're
longer.
dropping a trailer.
For a trailer.
No, I know, but I'd be surprised. I usually I'd be surprised if they're dropping back-to-back trailers. But who knows? They can drop back-to-back trailers.
Yep. So we should
Whatever
get
they
this Thursday, and this just confirms it.
On
Looks
Monday,
looks
we
great.
wake up in the morning. You'll be on. That'll be nice.
Yep.
Yeah. If you
All right.
only announce one,
Stay
you
away.
put a lot of pressure on that one
Good
to
one.
carry the news cycle. If you drop two, it's more Star Wars in the mix, and I think it helps keep it up.
We got a few other game news to close things out here. Quantum Dream, they talked this week about Star Wars Eclipse and said, we're really fortunate that NetEase buys us because now we have money and we can actually finish this game. And it's going to be a bigger project than even we were really seeking to at first. And it's going to be unlike anything they've done before. And so it does seem like the purchase of NetEase for the Quantum Dream has enabled this game to move forward, and they're now getting this game back on the right track at least. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to see this thing before 2025, but at least it's not dead in the water, I think, anymore. So, yeah.
What is BK talking about?
Scott Lobdell last night said, "Yeah, BK and him are gonna, and somebody else in the chat are going to start their own channel after I made fun of both Scott and BK and somebody else in the chat." So yeah, he said it. It's not like I said, when we could get that back up, there's some great moments from last night.
So if you're a Game Pass person for Xbox, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is coming on Tuesday.
But he called him AK, not BK.
Okay, so
Go
if
ahead,
you can get that for free if you're part of the Xbox Game Pass. So if you don't have it yet and you don't want to spend the $50, just you can do Game Pass for a little bit and play the game that way.
Yeah, I don't think I got it because I don't have I have the early ones. Like maybe
Does Game Pass stop after a while though?
Games do not always stay on, but usually
they might
it's on
take
for a
games
few
off.
months.
Yeah, but
So
like
you
I
can
mean,
at least beat the game if you
after,
care about
download.
it.
Somebody fill me in on how this works. I have Game Pass. I just don't know how it works. I don't think
Game
I
Pass, you get the game for
Okay.
full access to the game as long as it's on Game Pass.
You have to actively go in and get it though. They don't just give it to you. You have to go in and download.
Yeah, but when it's off of Game Pass, it's not like you actually bought the game.
When it's off Game Pass, you don't have access to it anymore.
Okay.
Yep. So
But
it's a way of playing it if you don't have Game
cool.
Pass.
That's fun. I like it.
I don't like I said. I don't think I played the last three. That was it.
And that's the week.
Is it? Do you want to talk about Brazil or do we want to get into toys? We kind of
can
talked
talk about Brazil a little
right?
bit, if you
Is there
got
anything else
anything
we
to
have
talk
for
about.
Brazil to add on to? I think we covered it well. Boba Fett may or may not have shown up. I don't know.
Dom should have gone. So that he
Dom
could
should have gone. That was the biggest thing we said. Dom should have gone.
Oh, because they had the throne.
They had to throw it.
Yeah. They had that awesome throne. You could have had a great picture,
Yeah, throne was super cool, dude.
Yeah.
it kind of stinks that I'm gonna probably have to wait till like next year. The Star Wars Celebration might not happen, because I would have to finance passes, and then in what was it in April? Not April, no, next week. You have all the Boba Fett that are gonna be in Texas. It sucks. Can't get to these things.
Are you not going to the Boba Fett thing in Texas or not?
I can't. No, it's my brother-in-law's 40th birthday. We have a.
I thought you were going to go.
Nah. Forget
You
that
already
for
told us.
nonsense.
You for a
Go.
day.
Yeah. Fly in, fly out.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
Fly
You
in,
already had
fly
a plan.
I didn't have a plan. If I knew it earlier, I would have definitely. It just popped up on the feed saying that was going to happen. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So
Dom, I think you're coming down with something. I don't think you should go to this party.
No. Let's
need
start.
to send you to a
See, that's the
specialist.
Kickstarter.
The
That's the
specialist in
Kickstarter we need to
Texas.
make.
Get
Get
that
down
looked
to
at.
Texas.
Yeah.
Start
you
that thing. Let's go.
No, the only other thing
Hashtag.
about Brazil that I didn't put
Dr.
in there-
Dusty Baker needs to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't put about Brazil is the one quote Filoni and Favreau gave nothing. They like zoomed into this thing. They didn't even show up.
Yeah. Of course. we
Favreau
did.
said he's working on some new project for Star Wars, so whatever that means, I don't know.
So disappointed in him.
Yeah, more Favreau projects coming down the line. All they said is this season's going to be more space battles, more Mandalorians, more surprises.
did you hear there was a something that Filoni said something about Andor, and it
That he's
kind of
mad
like
is successful.
left a bad taste in about something about Andor. He said something like negative on Andor.
Really? See, that's the thing
Probably.
that worries me.
Yeah, probably because he's mad that fans like it.
Yeah,
Because I think I think Dave is now putting off vibes like this dude's never had a friend in his life, and all of a sudden some guy named John comes by. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I think you're great. We should be friends." And now they think they're like too cool for school, unfortunately. And it's like, it's starting to
I
become
read the
like,
quote too that Wayseeker said, and what I worries about me, it's like Lucky Charms with more marshmallows. Like,
yeah,
I don't want that. Like,
yeah,
that's not
It
making
hasn't
it
worked.
better to me. Like,
Well, you see the de-aging they did for Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones.
did we see it? Or
Did
did we
we?
just see some shadowed
We
silhouettes
saw
in
a
the distance?
picture. We didn't see how it actually rolls.
Here, yeah, Mark. Hey, dig it, brother-in-law. Get it.
Uh,
All right, the bell's not there.
Ring the bell.
yes.
All right, give him the bell. That was good.
I thought you were
All
going to
right.
say something?
What are you gonna say? Oh no! Either way, I just think
Jedi
I
was
hope
going to say something, Marco. Let him Jedi talk.
No, I wasn't. My bell app's a piece of shit. It keeps going to commercial, so I'm not going to use
I
it
was trying to
anymore.
find a good
I
bell
turned it
song
off.
for this.
Yeah,
My
it's
fault,
all right. We'll get to
Tom.
it. I just think they need to let like Dave seems like he's a kidnapped victim now, and I think he needs an intervention, and we need to let him go back to doing what he's good at. Because you're right, Pete. It sounds like like have you ever bought like all the marshmallow, like you said, all the marshmallow things with nothing in them?
Yeah,
all the
like I
berries
don't
with
want
crunch berry,
more
and you're
of
like,
that.
yeah,
There's
I
nothing
really
wrong
don't.
with it.
It's not as good as it. Like holiday crunch berry, all berries is not really good. You're like, that sounds good, but you're like, no, bro, that I can't eat
Actually,
that shit.
It's like you think that's what you want. You want more
Crusted with,
surprises and more that. Like, no, just
Lucky
give me a
Charms.
good story.
See that
Don't
cereal?
give me the fluff.
What'd you
Give
say,
me a
Don?
good meal.
Don, what'd you say?
Look, we got to look at it this way. Each year the scale's going to get bigger in each show, and they're going to try to put more stuff into.
That's the problem.
But you don't have to.
I know the problem, but they, look.
You can say, look, but we just watched Andor, and they didn't do any of that. They didn't have to one up, or it's the bigger spectacle, the bigger like surprise, the bigger. They didn't have to. They just told us a good story, and that is enough.
Was there anything else out of Brazil
Enough.
besides that, though? Are we good on Brazil? We're done.
No, but I did think it was a coincidence maybe that on Rotten Tomatoes, the average tomato meter, Andor overtook Mando season 1 as the most
Really?
liked.
Did that stuff release on ABC?
It
Did
did
or no?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
did.
Yeah, you
It
did.
was right before Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So
Wow.
maybe he's bitter that took place as well. I don't know.
No,
Speaking
but
about
Dom's on board. What I'm saying is don't defend them all the time. Don't defend everything. Like, they can make mistakes.
Yeah. I
They
think,
make
we
mistakes.
actually going back to the last night, we talked to Scott about this too. And he brought up something and he's like, in the internet, I said, that's how the internet works. And I think some people just need to learn, stay the bleep off the internet. Like,
Oh.
I go on the internet for this, but like I don't go on the internet like because whatever you do, there's going to the loudest voice are usually the most negative stuff for you or the most whatever. So if you see that on the tomato, don't go look and see what your tomato meter or whatever it is score is, especially if it's gonna tick you off. Don't do that.
Somebody posted something on Instagram.
What's it called? Is it a tomato meter?
Yeah.
Tomato meter. Okay, so what the fuck ever.
That's usually
what the fuck even is that?
Somebody posted something on Instagram. It says an uncut scene from Andor, and had the scene where the stormtrooper climbed 800 stairs up to the top of the tower, and the guy goes, "This is Ferex," and he freaking kicked the guy off the thing.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
It was funny. It would try to like mimic. Yeah, it was good.
Jesus, Mark, make the bell. I can't even put her up there, but Jedi, your bell better work.
Well, you can put that up there. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right.
You can put that up.
Put it up.
Holy crap, I just realized Jedi Johnson has the coolest porn name. Jedi Johnson. There you go. Give it to him. He got a bell too. The bells are starting to start ringing again. All right. Let's do toys.
Oh, toys. All right. Let's roll with it. Not a lot.
All right.
How much?
We showed this on MCM the other day about this. Remember the chairs that Wayseeker was talking about that came out? So they had a special edition Boba Fett that came out only in the UK.
No, we were discussing whether the white one or the
yeah, exactly.
Don't
so this wasn't able to outside. You couldn't order it from the United States to get it. You would have to have somebody there that would actually buy it for you and then ship it out for you. They didn't allow for us to get this chair
because of licensing. It wasn't
licensing,
allowed.
yeah.
Really?
Which it's a really pretty cool. It's a pretty cool damn chair, but I really wish that
you had to double ship this because they'd have to ship to
like
them and then ship it to you.
But we got like 15 fans in the UK, 20, 30 fans. You could have just asked one of them.
I know, but I think it's sold out.
Well, why'd you tell us ahead of time? We could have reached out to somebody.
You know,
they'll just ship it one part at a time. Like,
Yeah.
if it's bomb shipping, it would get here to like 2026. So,
yeah, my luck. Jeez. Now, but it really does look pretty cool, and the detail to it,
Yeah, this one is kind of cool. I do like this one.
Maybe I might get lucky at one of the shows. Somebody would have it at one of the shows and selling it.
You gotta make a connection over there real quickly. Hey, anybody that's over in Europe that watches the show, if you could reach out to Dom, if you can chat with him and maybe figure out a way.
I have friends on Instagram that actually are from UK. I should have.
Was this a limited or are they? Just
how much was this thing
per order?
Johnny, there was no price. Was there a price?
I don't remember seeing a price.
I didn't see a price.
I also don't remember seeing if it was limited either. So
yeah. I'll still reach out, see what's what. Maybe somebody can do me.
Wayseeker, can't you get on Tunnel Bearing and fucking get this thing?
Yeah. You want me to get it?
Get it on. Go on Tunnel Bear. Look it up right now, Wayseeker. Go to Tunnel Bears. See what we can do. I'll Venmo you the cash. Let's get this thing for Dom.
I'm scared to Google.
All I want for Christmas is a Boba Fett chair.
It's just a VPN that puts you in a different area.
But it's really cool. But anyway, I'll see you next.
And by the way, if that works, Wayseeker, then we'll get Tunnel Bear as a sponsor, and then we'll. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. As far as the fig pins go, not the fig pins, the pop pins. They had the regular Boba Fett that came out. Now this is a special edition, the holiday Boba Fett that they're going to be putting out. We don't know if it's coming. If it's going to be like a store exclusive or a con exclusive, but this is coming out.
Well, it's got special edition in the number box, so
yeah, special edition. So it's going to be. Don't even know if there's going to be a chase to this. It just says coming soon. So Boba Fett droids.
I didn't know they did chases for the pins. They do.
Yeah, they do. They got. I have a couple of them.
Yeah,
I have
green fart clouds behind them. That's
yeah. So I don't know what's coming out, but I'll keep an eye. Eventually, maybe the next couple of months, probably January, February, something like that.
Don't give me that pound bullshit. Put it in U.S. dollars, Dix.
Well, that's what it is.
Oh, 425. I guess that comes out to like what $600, something like
that. Maybe a little less. I don't think it's exchange rate's that big these days, but
all right. Next up,
maybe close to 6. I'm just curious about the fig pins. Like, why do the fig pins also have to look like pops? Like, what if they just made it look like regular?
Yeah, no, it's just the way they do it.
Sold by pops. Are you fucking kidding me with that question?
No, well, I'm saying, would be nice if we had regular looking
They do. Fig Pen makes regular looking pins.
Yeah, fig
Well, the
pins
fig
don't look
pen-
like pop.
Hey,
Fig
by the
Pen
way,
makes
give
Yeah, it's the
Terry the
same
bell.
company, right?
I like that.
Give Terry the bell. I wonder
I
if that
don't
chair
know.
comes in a cardboard box with a window in it. Give it to him.
Ring the bell.
All right, give it to him. All right.
No, aren't they the same company? No, different company, I guess.
Different company.
No. Fig Pen and Funko Pop Pin are two different companies.
Okay, I thought they were connected.
Okay,
All right, so
524.
that's fair. 524. Is
So
not that
straight out of Brazil,
It's all nonsense I don't buy. That's why I don't know.
straight out of Brazil, Iron Studios showed this statue, a
bad.
120
Holy
scale,
Shit.
Boba Fett riding the Rancor.
Well, now this thing probably costs $625.
This is gonna probably be a $700
oh,
easy,
Jesus.
easy. And I already got two on pre-order.
1/20th scale. So that would
Dom, these chairs are in stock.
They're in stock. All right.
They're in
So
stock. and no
anybody out
bullshit.
there, I will send the money on.
Well,
Your
Dom, we'll
PayPal,
take care of it after
PayPal.
the show. Dom,
We'll
we'll
talk
take care
about
of
No,
it.
no.
We'll just
Anyway,
get you
You
one.
have to pick your color. They have all the digits for different.
We'll take care of it after the
colors you
show.
gotta
I'll
go
throw
through,
some
but
money in
they're
on
in
it.
stock.
We'll make it work. Okay.
yeah, but how
So-
big is this thing? You think? Does it say?
120 scale.
I know I know the scale, but I don't know how big a Rancor is. I don't have one.
Well,
reference.
I think about this.
1/20th of a person.
So basically,
If he's
the
6
three.
feet
It's big for Dom's little room, that's for
So
sure.
remember the Hasbro Pulse 6-inch Rancor that
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
make? The picture that
Okay,
as a statue.
so this one's not
Dom,
selling
did-
either.
were
then?
you serious? You pre-ordered two of these?
No,
Are you
I didn't
serious?
know. It even
Okay, thank God.
pre-order yet. It was just showed. It's not pre-ordered yet, but I will pre-order it when it comes out.
No.
How many, Dom?
I will.
How many?
Come on.
How many will you
Did
pre-order?
they announce a price?
No, how much? What up?
Price? Did they announce a price?
Not yet. Not yet. No
What do
price
you
yet.
think this is going to cost?
I have a feeling it's close to $700.
Yeah, it probably
And are
is.
you going to get two
I-
or are you going to get
No,
three?
I'm getting one. I'm gonna do
No,
it too.
I have no doubt this is
You
going to be
have-
in the 625.
I was going to say that I
$7.
wouldn't be surprised. This thing cost $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I'm
might.
just
know.
saying, like
Maybe
They got that fucking
the base is pretty
Sentinel.
wide. Like it is. There's a lot of space being covered here, and you're telling me it's as
They got
big
that
as the
X-Men
Hasbro
Sentinel.
Pulse one. This would be pretty big.
Yeah. So if you think about
be
it,
a grand.
How much is
does look
that?
badass.
How much is that X-Men Sentinel? Is it 1,000? Is it 1,000?
No,
or is
the
it
X-Men
1,200?
Sentinel was a
It was like 7 something.
no the
Well, that's
the,
aftermarket price. I don't know
yeah,
what the original
aftermarket
price.
price. The Thanos in the chair, which is actually a big statue,
Yeah.
that was about $600-700.
Was. Okay. All right.
Thought my
Then
camera
definitely at
was
least
off
the
for a
same.
minute.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
And last
Is
but
that
not
it?
least, so the New Zealand Mint started a collection of freaking the Bad Batch coins. You know, it's like 1% pure silver, $99 for a
Holy
limited edition,
shit.
3,000 pieces.
That's expensive.
No, not 1%. 1 ounce.
1
One
ounce,
ounce.
rounds. I mean, 1
I was
ounce.
gonna say because 1% pure doesn't make sense.
Yeah, 1 ounce. I mean, I'm sorry, 1%. You're right. I'm sorry. 1 ounce
66% of the time it works every time.
every time.
That's a lot of money. $100?
$100
So
for
what
that
does
coin.
it say? New Zealand Mint? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the New Zealand Mint.
Yeah, it's just
Because
one of
you, can
these.
see,
No,
you see these things for sale on Sideshow's website. Is that by New? Are those by New Zealand Mint too, or are they
Yeah,
different?
New Zealand
companies
Mint,
make these things?
I have a couple of Boba Fett coins. Like they're shaped like Boba Fett, and they're actual coins.
How much are they? How much did you buy them for? Not
$99.
$100.
$100. $100.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's expensive. For these.
Sideshow, I think they're usually about $100.
The actual
Sometimes
value
they
of
go
silver
silver.
is
At
like
the very least, you have
$20. So
straight up
I don't know.
silver.
Make up for like $15. It seems like a lot. All right.
Where's 99?
I don't know where the hell it is. I had something over here. It was over here.
But
There it is. I got
until next time, that's what we got for toys.
Okay. They should have one with Luke and
I don't have it.
the stripper.
So I put them away. Yeah, so basically they're like a coin. It's a actual coin. It's actually currency.
It's a coin, not like it is a coin. It's a coin.
It is a coin.
Hey Justin, is that that'd be cool if they did the Mandalorian credit thing. All right, do we want to get into? Well, shit, all we got left is the book, right?
What else do you want to
get
do?
into?
All
All
we
we
get
have left.
into, we're not getting into anything. It is going to be a short show this week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're gonna have.
you know?
We're gonna have.
Yeah,
I
it will
actually.
be.
I don't know what Wayseeker thinks about the book, but I assume we share similar opinions on things sometimes. So we can talk about the book. Jedi Johnson
is not as old and frumpy as he seems when he talks about this book. I'll just let you know. He just seems
Apparently, I stopped listening right before the good parts. That's what.
Well, it was a decent part. I mean, like there is, how it's just like Andor. You're like, I don't want to hear about anybody's story. I just want killing yeah, you got to hear. They're gonna.
I just want to remember their characters. I just want to be able to. I just want to be able to retain their names. I just want to know who they're talking about.
I'll agree with that. I will agree. Okay, and I had said this already. One of the reasons it took me a little bit longer. It took me a little bit longer to read the book because I did have a stomach bug for like a week, and like for some reason can't concentrate when I'm doing that because it was bad. It was really bad. But the other part was there was very when you speed read stuff, you need stuff to be identifiable. So I won't get the names right, but it's because you abbreviate them, and if the defining letters in a word are similar, like it fucks it up. And they had 2 planets with similar names. Like everything was similar in this book. So I can understand how Jedi would be listening to it being all like, who the fuck is what the fuck?
I'm sure it'll make more sense after Wayseeker.
Yeah. You've never read a Dostoevsky book.
There was
like 17 names for every character. So like once you've read Dostoevsky, this is nothing. So that's
but you can't. It's like when you know. No, but what was Canterbury Tales? When you read Canterbury Tales, it's long and it takes a while, and you cannot speed read that book. You can't do it.
You guys are trying to sell these people on this book review.
No, that's what I'm saying. No. That's what I'm saying. No, we're me and Wayseeker are getting in a fight right now of literary knowledge. We're actually battling. We're doing something that nobody else is understanding besides me and him, but we're literally like measuring our shit right now. Okay, let's go here. And
what you guys are doing. What I'm saying is you're scaring a lot of normies away.
Let's do this.
Before we get started, I was just going to say, in addition to the names, there's like 3 mothers in this book, right? 3 mothers, and sometimes they would refer to mother, and I wasn't really sure.
Yeah, Mother Teresa, Mother.
Yes.
Mother.
Yeah,
Joe, we're saying.
Mother. Yep. And some of that's a little intentional when you figure out what's going on with Axel as well. So like,
pick up the old English version, Joe. It's
Axel's mother is like,
Axel's mother's the Chancellor.
No, yeah. Well, his mother's the Chancellor, but who's his mother?
But he's also got it. Yeah, and mother actually shows.
Yeah,
I
really like Chaucer and the Knight's Tale.
That's a whole other part later when we get there. So, yeah. All right. So let's go. So we're gonna go through some characters here. Some of the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
The main characters really are. There's 4 of them, but the 2 that I think are the most important in this book are Jedi Knight Gela.
It's not Bix because it looks like Bix.
Yeah,
it looks like Jen. I actually sent this picture to Jen. I go, Jen, how the fuck did you get on a cover of a Star Wars book? She's like, yeah, no shit, that's me. And I was like, yep.
Gela Natai, that's what I'm going to pronounce her name.
Yeah,
Gela Natai is the Jedi Knight, about 30 years old, and Axel Greylark, who is the Chancellor Greylark. There's 2 chancellors. I'll get to that in a minute. One of the Chancellor's son. He is I don't know. He just doesn't have any sense of purpose and direction in life, other than he wants to waste it away, gambling cards and making his mom mad. He hates the Jedi, which we can get to in a little bit. And just a rich party boy.
He blames for his dad dying. They got to that pretty early, but they didn't get completely to it till later on. But go ahead.
Yep. So just a rich party boy. Doesn't really like anybody. Lives for himself.
So we're all doing this now, Joe. We're all doing this now.
Look what you started.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I borrowed this arc from Jake Bartok. He does a lot of Star Wars art, and some of it's been published in some Star Wars books. And so couldn't find any other images for the other 2 main characters. And these are the children of the leaders of their respective planets. You have Ziri Alberon, and she is the princess.
This is not how I pictured either 2 of these people looking.
What?
This is not how I pictured either 2 of these people looking.
This is exactly how I pictured Fantu Zen.
They're in the same picture. That
he's got green marks everywhere, doesn't he?
No.
Yes, he said
he's got green freckles or something.
Oh yeah, all over the place. Only like when like certain things happen or whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
Only when he gets embarrassed.
Did you just say no and then said like yeah?
No, I said that reminded me, but it was only like when only when it rains or whatever, right?
No, he said he got new ones popping up all the fucking time.
No,
No,
that's when his
get out
knee
of here.
hurts.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought it
knee
was when it
hurt.
rained, but
He
whatever.
Wait,
missed
we're talking about
somebody.
that?
We know-
He fucking,
We know that Ziri has red hair. We know
every
Fancy
time she
does,
smiled at him, he fucking got a new green mark. I mean, there was green marks popping up like fucking like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Oh, so it's like his boner.
so he is an adopted son for what's her name? His mother's name.
Yeah, the queen of
queen.
a certain planet and the cohort.
Yeah, so he's adopted. He's the
I
heir.
heard
of the
that. I
prince,
did it.
and
I
she's the
Russian Watson
princess.
with that comment.
He did.
And so this book is really, as we get into it, it's really a love story between these two characters.
Okay, can I ask some questions here real quickly? You're kind of getting into it. First off, did you think going in the first quarter of this book, did you think we were getting fucking Romeo and Juliet?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. And are you glad that we didn't get Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah. It was a good
I was
yeah.
very excited that we didn't get Romeo and Juliet out of this. Number two, a lot of times, and I've talked to Jedi about this earlier, and I was actually surprised because I said, Jedi, as I've mentioned before, like I hate the like self-patronizing backpacking of like, oh, we're gonna talk about this, like we're gonna write characters that we don't know, or we're gonna over exemplify their sexuality and stuff like that. And this one was very interesting because, as you just mentioned, the queen and her cohort, like how they adopted a son made a lot of sense. His mom and sister died in the water. The lake is really important. The water is really important to them. It kicked the kid back out. He was the only survivor, and they believe that the bearded shark protected him and pushed him back out of the water. So he was seen as this folklore, and the parents adopted him. And that's as much as you got into any nonsense, which I thought was
This
very
is an
well
adult
done.
He was
novel, and not
Moana?
a young adult novel, right?
Huh?
So,
Yeah, this is an adult novel. Yeah.
I understand that, but they've been doing it. They've been doing a couple of adult novels too. I mean,
No,
yeah.
I think,
Well, adult novel, I think you'd get in like, hey, I want to freak.
No, I think the
wanna
young
get
adult novels is where you see a lot of
freaky
that.
Yeah, it was the young
you.
adult novels where it was.
Is that what's the one that all the women were it was great because all the women were reading it for a while. What Black is the New Red or something? What was the one?
Oh, 50 Shades of Grey.
That one.
Black is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
New Red.
But that was adult novel. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't read
Wait,
it.
you confused Orange is the New Black on Netflix with 50 Shades of Grey.
Whatever floats people's boat. My
It's a-
point
it's
is,
a
Which
good
was actually
article
based
now
on
in
fan
production
fiction for
for us.
Twilight.
my point is this: they actually focused on like it seemed to look. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like they did a great job with character development in this book. I don't know what else she wrote. I know she did something for Galaxy's Edge, but I am a fan of this. I'm super fan of this writer now because she did such a great job handling the storyline, the surprises. By the way, if you didn't, we're spoiling it, so whatever. But like when they came out, do you have more slides or no?
yeah, I have more slides, but
Go ahead. Okay, now I won't spoil it. Go.
we got characters to go
For
through.
their character,
Okay, go
they're
on,
mostly
please.
character
We
slides.
got the chancellors here, which we meet.
Is her name Kong?
Orlan Malo. Orlan is the main chancellor in the book. He's the chancellor that kind of goes the outer rim. There's some shady things. I still don't really know what to think about this character. Definitely wants to promote peace. Definitely has some ego issues that kind of fuel some aspects of this book. While Keon Greylark is the other chancellor, she's the one that likes to stay in Coruscant. Stays
Well,
behind.
no, it's not that they like. It's what they were. So they were both elected to do the two things. So they were elected for management of Coruscant and expansion of the Republic. That's why they actually elected two chancellors instead of a singular chancellor. Both chancellors are never supposed to be in the same area at the same time. So technically, she's supposed to either always, and then one of them is always supposed to be on the planet, which is her, and the other one's always supposed to be like spreading the word of the Republic
If
or
we can
traveling
get it,
to
I'll
other
do it.
planetariums of the Republic. So
Yeah. So it's been a week and a half since I read this thing. So
I'm sorry.
Marco was slacking. So
Sure.
that's why.
Yeah, we had this on the thumbnail for last week.
We wouldn't have had a show today except for me singing, I want to get free.
So we got some other characters here.
Dude,
You
that
got
was a great
Creighton's son, who is one of the main Jedi of this book.
Dude, there's a part where they describe Char Ral Roy's head as a big ball protruding head with sweat. And I was like, what the fuck
What?
are you describing here? They pretty much described his head as a penis that with sweat on it. That's what they described it as. Yeah. In the book,
Dan
she
Aykroyd
described
and Coneheads.
yeah, she's
Exactly.
like a big, bulging, bald, sweaty head.
It was a
turned out to
throbbing.
be a Jedi. Popping up or protruding or something. Like it was great, dude. It's wonderful. It's hilarious. I was
I'm
laughing.
not 100% sure this is the character. This is from when they did a Chancellor's video. They had this guy talking to Chancellor Molo, and which would make sense because
He comes from
they would be an interaction. And I can't imagine there's too many Jedi of this species around. This is the Coyote Monday species.
Yeah.
But we aren't 100% positive. Creighton's son, I do want to think and say,
Can you get that picture off? I can't stop looking at his head now. Can you-
I can't take
No,
it.
two are
We were
is,
talking
two
about
are.
other people. Creighton,
We're getting all the Coneheads references.
I asked a question, but I'm going to say this now beforehand. Creighton's son, I think, is going to be the Jedi of this period.
Well, he shows up in two other things.
He's going to show up in another book. Something from the Art of the High Republic kind of
Ooh.
tipped me off to Creighton's son before this.
Which we'll review that next week, the Art of the High Republic. So you guys
If we
will
have
stay tuned.
time, whatever. Art of the High
No,
Republic.
we will.
One of the things we learn is that Stellan, this was the original art for Stellan Geos, and they didn't like it, and so they repurposed it for Creighton. So this is like the Stellan character of this phase.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of interesting.
This
And
is
he's
a
pretty
worry
good.
cut of
It's
Stellan.
good. I'm looking forward to seeing more on that character. I'll be honest.
So
with
the
you.
Battle of Jeddah will feature these three characters, which is the man book that's coming out next month as an audiobook.
Mark, isn't that still the same thing?
Ada is Nikto, whatever.
Yeah,
Jedi, and so you got that one will also feature more prominently. This one doesn't feature until the very end of this book, but does end up featuring pretty importantly at the very end of this book. Then you have a couple other characters that I don't have pictures for. We can talk about whatever. You got the Monarch, which we talked about there, as the head of one of the planets, and the Queen is the head of the other planets. We talked about that. There's a Padawan, which is, I believe, your Char Royal Roy's, the one that Jedi can't stop looking at. His Padawan features heavily in this book, which is Padawan Inyakin. You have a group on Enroa who is trying to take over power. That's led by the Viceroy, which is the second in charge to the Monarch, and his son Rev, and they are joined with the children of Enroa. You have Jared Cigaro, who is one of the fighters and Ziri's close friend. Other main characters here are related to the Path of the Open Hand. Serena and Abda were both children of the Path. And Benot is kind of like the information broker, one that connects everybody, gives them their orders, kind of relays messages from the mother to all sorts of different people. And so I think Benoit will be one of the characters that pop up again in some other books. And so
Okay.
those are just, going through the other characters that was in this book. I didn't really do anything on the slides other than the places. So I want to talk a little bit about places, then we can talk about books. The two main places are Iram and Enroa. Iram was heavily featured in Phase 1. This is where the Starlight beacon crashes when it crashes into the water, and they have to do all of that at the end. It crashes into the water on Iram. Features in 3 or 4 different of the comics of the High Republic. We get some news that they were always at war.
You're putting them all up now. They're making me giggle.
I can't keep up with Jack. I'm talking. And Into the Dark, you have the great flashback scenes with Orla and Comac. The crisis that happened there was related to what was happened with Enroa and Iram, and took place on Iram. And so the book starts with Iram saying, "Hey, we need help. This war is draining us of our resources. We need medical supplies. We need food. We need assistance. So they reach out to the Jedi, which is what sets this book off. The other planet, which we have not seen before, we've only heard referenced, is Aranoa, which is this rocky desert planet, very distrustful of outsiders, has a huge base. I think it's a recruitment base, which I thought was really interesting as we learned a little bit more about the path of the open hand, which led me to some questions that we can talk about with, like, what's the relationship between as we go through the review of the path of the open hand and the children of Enrona. So we went through the people and the places. I'm going to turn this over to Marco to kind of get through what happened in this book. Why does it matter?
So, like, first off, a couple cool things. I do think it opened up. I like how I actually think it expanded how the children and how people join the cult of the path, right? They'll go to these worlds, and it's very funny because as much as they, like, you know, we've kind of talked about this a little bit of how cults work anyways. They'll go to places with zero hope or whatever. They will then give them food or whatever it takes. And, we're not asking for something back, but they are asking for something back, right?
When did we talk about cults?
Well, we talk about it whenever we talk about both the opening hand and the mother.
The Path of Deceit novel.
Yeah, the Path of Deceit novel that you probably didn't read.
Or
you might not even know the show.
Wait a second. When do we give a rundown on how cults work?
Oh, no, we were just saying. So, like, this actually opened up even more. So now in this book, they were showing us how the Path of the Open Hand. I thought this was a very good. I thoroughly enjoyed this writer because she did stuff like this. She took the Path of the Open Hand and she really, without telling you, just describing what was going on, she showed you that the Path of the Open Hand had people all over this planet to recruit, and they would recruit by, like, the parents wanted to get the kids off this planet because there's a never-ending war going on. And all they had to do was hand it over to the religious people, and the religious people would take them over and the promise that they would have a better life. And that's how they were getting these children of the path to become zealots, which was very interesting. I thought it was very interesting how they did that. Like, I thought that was interesting how she did that. I thought
not only that, they were, like, doing everything they could to keep this war going.
But that's what I'm saying. So then
they knew they needed this war to continue, so they were sabotaging the war.
So then on the other end, they were going to the other side and going, hey, look, we're going to give you extra food and stuff for your soldiers. Give us some poisons, give us some other stuff that we can use, and we'll actually sabotage the planet where we have the recruitment bases to keep the war continuously going at all times so that they would have the back and forth, which I thought was pretty, you know, that's pretty interesting. You know what I mean? I thought that was a way to get in there. Yeah, here's some Kool-Aid, drink it up. I also thought she did an exceptional job, like I said, of not going down the path. If we could go back to the first slide so we can talk about a couple characters real quick. I promise I won't stick on Penis Head for too long. Okay, so
it's okay. You can just say
here's the biggest spoiler. Greylark, who you think is just this playboy who doesn't care, zero responsibility, and his mom is the chancellor and trying to get him to spy, and, like, he does all this stuff, like save some people's lives. He gets stung. He actually sacrifices himself to get stung by a scorpion. After you get through 2/3 of the book, all of a sudden, and just, like, turn your head and holy shit, wait, did she just right here? She goes, oh yeah, and by the way, he's behind all this sabotage. He isn't actually, when he refers to mother, it's actually the mother, as in from the path, and and he's not quite one of her children, but he's definitely an agent that works for her, an agent she calls Chaos. And just when you think it's going to be like here we go, he's going to fall in love with the Jedi and we're going to have a Jedi him back and forth story, you find out that no, he's going to cause a whole bunch of bullshit, and by the way, he's been poisoning people the whole time and ruthlessly killing people. Like, they get to a point where the Jedi, Gala, she ends up rehashing his droid, and his fucking droid, like, shows all this shit, and he's just killing people mercilessly. Like, it's amazing. I think she did an absolutely great job, because you're like, okay, cool, we've got the bad guy. The bad guy's the Viceroy and the Viceroy's son. It's cool. We also know that some of the children are the ones that have caused some of the sabotage, and then turns out, like, no, Alex, is that what we're calling him? Axel. Axel's
yeah.
fucking Axel's fucking killing
the children. He's taking out. He's like an assassin.
Something is killing the children.
Yeah, he's all types of doing nasty ass shit. So I thought that was a great spin on the book. I didn't see that one coming. I don't know if Wayseeker saw that one coming. I know Jedi didn't see that coming.
It made sense going back because she did labor on how much he hated the Jedi, right?
Yeah,
Jedi
Early in the
definitely
book,
didn't
and
see
you're
it
like,
coming.
oh yeah, he does not like the Jedi, and they don't like the Jedi. But no, I didn't see it coming because he was just so influential and so much powerful, and he didn't seem to care about anything. So I couldn't imagine him being part of it at the time.
Spoiler alert, Jedi. Okay, next up, show me the next panel then real quickly. So I can go through just a couple more of these talking points. These two right here, I thought it was, like I said again, Romeo and Juliet. It turned out it wasn't. I also liked how they differed and they stayed in their pathways. She's like an expert pilot, so when they do end up getting married or how they have to lead, it makes perfect sense what she's doing. And he is, because they introduced it from the get-go, like, I mean, he's the prodigal son that got kicked back out, right? So like he is the prized, like, just
so just to back up so people understand what Marco's talking about. Enroa and Iram are at this forever war. And so these two decide, you know how we might be able to solve and end this war is if we get married, right?
You've seen it coming, huh?
And so it is a love story about them pretty much entering into an arranged marriage because they both want to find a way forward of peace for their but it isn't a normal love story, and that's where Marco's getting at. So
yeah, well, I thought it was going
to Marco didn't explain why they were getting married, and that's pretty important.
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be like the two feuding clans, and then they fall in love, and she did write it like that. Like Fan starts to kind of maybe like her a little bit more. He saves her life, and she at worst was going to kill him, but then she wasn't. And you start to see her tip into the like, oh, I get new green spots when she smiles, and like, oh, she's flicking her hair back when she's around him. And they are actually going back and forth, but then they do like a marriage out of necessity. But it turns out that maybe they do actually like each other too, kind of, because there's a line in there where they're like, this does seem like an arranged marriage, but our parents are going to die, and then we're going to take over and we can make new rules, which I thought was really cool. Like how they explored that aspect.
Again, that sounds like Willow.
That's because you just watched that terrible.
I know. I'm just saying.
But no, I thought they did.
I was just curious. Did it say why the queen adopted him? I know his parents died in the sea or whatever, and he survived. But why did the queen end up adopting him?
It was later on in the book. It was later on in the book. It inferred, like I said, that he was like this, like token, like he was
because he survived the
because he was like a sign from their planet, from the old gods, that he was the bearded. And that's funny too. Like even when they talk about the bearded shark, they make fun of it. Like, we know that's your belief, but we're going to make fun of the bearded shark. Like they do. She does a well job of writing this where she doesn't take the stuff too seriously, but at the same time puts it through a point of view where they would. And to be honest, the queen and the cohort actually do fall in love with Fan as a child. I think in the beginning it kind of infers that, oh, he's this, like I said, like the prodigal son coming home, or like the prophet being reborn or something like that. But as time went on, he becomes their child. Like she puts these little 3 words, a little 2 words where you actually see that there's an affection between a parent and a child in it, which I thought was very well done. On the other side,
he just respects that there's an innocence to him, right?
Yeah,
like,
there is.
He wants to do the right thing always and finds a way to try to make it happen. And it's hard not to respect somebody like that. Like he remembers where he came from. He cares for people. He's very humble. And he would make a good leader because of all of his attributes. And so I think the queen sees that.
And on the other side, you had, how do you say her name?
Ziri.
You have Ziri, and Ziri, there's a lot of pitfalls that could have occurred with this character. One, her dad all of a sudden could be overzealous and inept, and that wasn't the case because he's an old man. He's got this viceroy that's in his ear. He could be really like fable, or what's old people, where they can't even fucking put their hands together. Not fragile, but that type of shit where it's like, you.
Well, it talked like I remember hearing I remember hearing one part where I think maybe she was describing her own dad, where he, like you said, he was older and he was so old that he had pretty much given up on peace and was going to hand that problem over to her.
Yeah,
So
agreed. But
was,
usually they make them like, they make him the male like weak or something like that, to the fact that like he's getting in there and she's got the viceroy tied up and he says to the viceroy, let go. But it's kind of like a direct order, like, don't fuck with my daughter because I'll let her kill you. And at the same point, he will kill you also, which was really cool. I thought they did a great job through it they didn't make him the like, oh, I don't believe you because you're too young, because she is a captain and she does lead the aerial naval approaches on all these things. So like they didn't diminish her rank and they explained why she was as powerful as she was in a warrior. And they didn't make her dad some like weakling either. They made him pretty damn strong.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was that sometimes he would just annihilate motherfuckers because he didn't.
Yeah, he's
like
just
the way
angry. I mean, he just had his heart was.
I mean, he
full
lost a
of
kid, he lost a wife. Yeah. So I mean, I thought she did a great job with all these characters and flaws that other books have had in it. I don't think it did. It was also very interesting that they didn't let her get away with shit, because these two characters decided to go on a mission on her home planet with a Jedi and with Axel. A diplomatic mission where they were just handing out resources, and she gets attacked and challenged a couple times. And it's not like she walked in and was like, yay. No, they actually made her fight her way out for stuff, or the group had to fight their way out of stuff. The action scenes were done very well. It wasn't like, oh, we know there's an ambush coming. The book would tell you there's an ambush coming probably. Oh, there's the ambush. So like, instead of, sometimes where books are like, oh, there's no way we're going to get ambushed here. And then you're like, fuck, you're getting ambushed. No, they came out and she was an honest writer about it, and pretty straightforward, which I thought was good. There's a lot of times where there was people that were about to blow up. You knew they weren't going to blow up, but she never told you that you knew they weren't going to blow up. You know what I mean? But the point of the people blowing up wasn't because of that. Fan came out. I do like how they did the like Ironborn with Fan, right?
Yeah.
He was Scorpion born, like he fell in a hole, and they didn't make it some huge production, but he does walk out with like a Scorpion boy at one point. And it kind of made sense that, because I was like, how the hell is she going to get this zealot group to join her side? The novel's been really well, and she's never taken cheap. The writer's never taken like cheap ways out on this. It turns out he walks out and they're like, oh, he's Scorpion born, because he had like a shit ton of scorpions on him. I mean, you have to read the book. I'm not going to tell you the whole book, but once again, did a really good job at that. The Axel surprise came up. Keep going real quickly.
Keep going to what?
Yeah, right here. Okay, Chancellors. One of the biggest parts, I think, was at the end, where like they start talking to Chancellors, and Chancellors drop their like horse shit, and they start talking to each other in their first names and dress themselves in the first names. And although it's easy for Orlin, who at one time might have been like, I think he realized, oh shit, a lot of this did happen because I was trying to prove that I was more important than her, and that we actually need both sides. And then when Kong was like, she tried to use his name, and then she realized, oh fuck, I have very little respect for him, but at the same time I should have more respect for him. What, Kyong? Well, how do you say your name? Kong. It's Kong, right?
Kyong.
Yeah,
Kyong.
It's Kong.
Yeah, no, yeah. It also helped that like her son was.
Oh, her son's a fucking criminal. Yeah, for sure.
Criminal. So like she had like she was coming down a peg because of her son again.
And then the development. I mean, you literally had 100 pages to finish off the evil arc development of her son, and they did it in a really good job. And he's going to be a future character. Like he's coming down the pipe. We know this for a fact because he's on the cover of another book. So
yeah, he and I put that on later. I mean, he's evil and yet he's not. Like that's the really fascinating part. Like he really has some crazy psychological issue with Gela. Like my Jedi, my Jedi princess. So like
he was the chosen one of the planet. Yes, Jerome. He was like the chosen one of the planet. Yes.
He's supposed to kill Gela on multiple occasions, and every time he can't.
Yeah.
And it'll be really fascinating to see how that relationship, and that's one of my questions we can talk about, how that alters Axel's, because Axel can go, I think, two ways, and we don't know which way he's going. And she set it up in a way where we don't know where Axel's story is going, which is good writing.
Yeah, because eventually, much like Hartman's broken iPad, the mother sends him a cracked iPad, and he finishes breaking it off at the end when he's in prison. So we do not know if he's going to go to the bad side of the mother or if he's going to turn around and, I mean, for some reason he's got a purple lightsaber in front of him.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We know who
Yeah,
exactly
we'll get to
who that is. So
Sorry, I didn't want to get into that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much more you want me to cover on that.
I think that's fair.
I thought it was good. I mean, I thought they did a good balance, good surprises in it. This is the best book of the High Republic for this phase 2.
I don't know. Path of Deceit was so good. Like
it was good, but this
I think they're both.
There were parts.
Really
there were parts and inconsistencies in that. Like there are parts where you're like, oh, okay, all right, okay, they telegraphed that. Oh, they got this. Everybody, whatever. This one was more consistent read. As much as I hate when they double up planet names and like all that horse shit. And I mean, starting. I guess I'm going to do it. It was a slow burn in the beginning, and then they like pounded it out. But like it was,
yeah.
It was just at a point where I think Jedi explained it. He got to a point. He's like, "Fuck, this book is slow." But then, literally, if he would have turned the page, he would have been like, "Holy shit!" Because she set you up with that, and that's how she wrote the book. So like, I thought constructed well, character development exceptional character development. Storyline was the continuity flowed superbly. So, which I would argue that an introduction to character was beautiful too. But I'd argue that Path of Deceit did not have the continuity as well, and character development wasn't quite on par. So,
I would agree. But yeah, I mean, one's an adult book, one's not an adult book. So like. That goes into my rankings too. Like I expect more out of an adult book for character development than I do for a teen book. But yeah.
All right.
Path of Deceit was the more important setting up the mythology for sure.
Fair.
So yeah, I mean, you kind of brings me to I think the most interesting question was the first question to me. As I read this book and as I was thinking about it over the last week, this is like the perfect antithesis to Light of the Jedi. Light of the Jedi gave no good character development until the very end, till we got like Porter's story. But like,
yeah,
it was about the big story about what's happening.
This happened, and this happened, and this happened.
Yeah.
Right. This book focused on a little conflict, a little thing, and drove the story home by focusing it mainly on 4 characters and some outside family stuff, instead of giving like this huge big picture, very little character development. And to me, I think that was personally the part where Light of the Jedi started out really strong, and then it
petered out.
I look back on it and how it
you don't need to use my name.
These characters we didn't get much with. They didn't open us up to great storytelling with some of these characters that we wanted to learn more about. And so,
yeah, they introduced characters, and then we were supposed to get it, and they never did give us.
By
the way, I think I undersold the Jedi too, because I forgot to say this, but there is a wedding scene where like the Jedi, they're throwing canisters at them, and like there's a Jedi dies, and then somebody shoots some robot in the head and laughs. I mean, like, so it gets wacky as shit.
Mark was talking about.
What does that have to do with the wedding?
They're getting married. They're having their wedding ceremony. The Chancellor's performing the wedding. And while they're going to the wedding, like all these pirates are attacking.
Margaret didn't say anything about pirates. He's saying
no, bounty hunters.
Going canisters,
shit ton of bounty hunters. Trandoshan bounty hunters. All types of bounty hunters. Bounty hunters galore.
And they all come in, and it's just like this epic battle between the Jedi that are on the planet to protect it, and all these bounty hunters.
The Jedi says, "You will not pass."
Good scene.
Yeah.
So we got a
and then all of a sudden, our man, the guy that's in charge, what's the main Jedi that they're going to use later? Not Penis Head, but the other one.
You got Creighton's son.
Was it Creighton's son? No, it was Charla. It was Charla Roll. He's sitting there and he's laughing at one of the bounty hunters, and the bounty hunter goes, "What are you laughing at?" He's like, "The wedding's over." So, like the fun begins. The wedding's over, so fun begins, and like all the rest of the Jedi come rushing out, and like so do the guards and everybody else. And game set match. So it was kind of cool. What other questions? Wait, go back to the other. So, yeah. What?
This is the question I had. So, yeah, I don't know, Jedi. I mean, I don't know if you got there, but like, this is definitely the opposite. You're right. The pacing is much slower. What do you prefer so far?
He doesn't like this book.
It's hard to say. Like I said, I didn't finish this one. I'm like, I mean, I'll just have to get through it this week and let you know next week. I don't know. Marco makes it sound like this is a great book, so we'll see.
You liked Light of the Jedi.
Well, you know, the question I had, and maybe my memory is just faded and I don't remember, but it seemed like with the Phase 1 novels and comics kind of complemented each other more than what we've seen so far in Phase 2. Like there's a lot of separation between what's going on between the comics and the novels. So I think maybe that's
because it's all based around big event. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that's coming. That's going to be coming. I mean, we can talk about what's coming next year in a second, but because, you know, as this book ends, a bunch of the Jedi are heading to Jeddah, right? Because they're signing this peace treaty. Officially is going to take place. The marriage happened, and then they're going to have the official signing of the treaty of peace between these two, Inroa and Aram. It's going to take place on Jeddah.
And so we know that the comics are on Jeddah right now, too.
The comics on Jeddah. The next adult book is on Jeddah. And so I think it's coming that way. I don't know how the High Republic Adventures, that one will. And then I don't know if that will.
Yeah, it'll probably go its own way.
Yeah, and that's how the other adventures kind of did until the very, very end.
Yeah. Oh, no, the other adventures 1,000% is going the other way, we know.
Yeah. So, well, but I think it is starting to come because we're going to see the Path of the Open Hand come in 4. We know that from, you know, the Rose are showing up on Jeddah, and the next book is coming to Jeddah. So I think it's making its way there. It's just doing it by setting up all these characters. And so when they appear in the comics, you know, we care about them. So
is she writing another book?
No, she's not writing anything else.
Oh, good, because if she was writing Rel Rum going to Jeddah, we definitely know he'd be coming too. So now she writes that character.
Yep. Yeah, and so at the book ends, right? This is important for me, right? They're like, "Oh, Geller, are you coming to Jeddah too?" And Jeddah's like, "No, I'm signing up to be a Wayseeker." And so, yeah, you know, I like Geller the whole way through, and then I'm like, "Yeah," because she's just the Jeddah that is really interested in curiosity. Like, you know, she asks questions and kind of.
I was going to say that because that definitely's got to make you excited, right? You get a new Wayseeker for this.
We get a new Wayseeker. We also had another Wayseeker that was mentioned in like one page, Mia or whatever. I forget her name. Yeah. So we have that one mentioned, but now we have a core Gela. But that brings me to another question.
Shit, we also get a battle axe fucking lightsaber too.
Yeah.
Or staff. Yeah, and a non-real Jedi, which is also kind of cool how they I was glad she didn't play along with that so much. Like, because, you know, some authors like to play that shit around, but we all knew it wasn't a Jedi. So, like,
right.
I'm glad the way she did that. But, sorry, go ahead. So it comes up with what other question?
We talked about Axel. We can
what are your predictions of his future? I don't actually know. I think she did a great job of leaving that available. Like, I think I don't know. Yeah.
I think Gela's gonna die. And it's gonna break my heart. That's, you know, is another Wayseeker gonna die. I think Gela's gonna die. And it's not gonna be because of him. I think somehow the mother's gonna do something and Gela's gonna die. And Axel's gonna seek revenge. Like, that's gonna be the thing that spurs him.
Real quickly though, do you know this picture was described in the book we just read though?
Sure. Well, I get that, but I also think they're showing it for a reason for the cover. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we don't get another Wayseeker that dies. But he's gonna hold her lightsaber. Like, they just don't put that on there if there's no reason.
Well, he did in this book. Like, this actual him doing this was in this book because he shot the guy who had the 3 lightsabers, and then he took this lightsaber and then he ignited it while he had a gun in his hand. So,
but not. Yeah, well, I get that, but I still think there will be a scene with him in the light with her lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I was just asking, put it out there. So
I don't know. So he could go 2 ways to me.
Mm-hmm.
He could either go and go right because Gela dies. That could be his redemption because he likes Gela so much, or he epitomizes the Nihil perfectly. The Nihil, second in charge, complete chaos, right? Just want to party, want to do everything.
He says he's waiting to get to the chaos.
Chaos as possible.
Yeah.
Like, it is setting it up where he could be like, you know, the beginning of the Nihil.
Oh, because they did say the storm or the chaos, so he could. Yeah. He
They
definitely could,
did.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
did. So it could be leading that direction, or it could be leading where he turns against the mother because something happens to Gela. And so,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Gela's going to die because
I don't know. It seems like this could be a good book.
Yeah, but this one could be really fine. This is Lydia be her first time writing a Star Wars
There,
novel.
I mean, like, yeah. Okay, so what's your next question after this?
And then my other question is, what does it teach us about the mother? That'd be my last question.
Moving forward, what does it teach us about the mother? Nothing. I don't think it teaches us anything we didn't already know. She's got two forms. She's got her in this image of. I mean, I think they fleshed this out more in the last book. She's got this image in front of everybody else as being this religious, peaceful, insightful guru type leader, and then she's got the side where she's sending all these kids out and doing all types of, and like, what's his name? Remember Doofus with the hat, the prospector? You know, she's got all these this network. Yeah, this network of people doing shady ass shit. I mean, she's a row.
I guess
she's 100% a row.
The scope of it is interesting in the fact that like now she's like bribing queens and getting involved in wars. You just wonder how big this network is.
That's very Palpatine-like, though, right? I mean, it seems like
it is.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's also funny because it was so big. But then when we see Marchand Row in Phase 2, that network is gone, pretty close. I mean, there's still some. He's rebuilding some of it, but it's gone. So in 2 generations, that network has depleted, which is very interesting. So,
yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed this book.
I thought it was really good.
I think to me, Path was probably more interesting, just because I like the mythology aspects.
But was Ireland in Path? Ireland was on Path, though. Ireland was on Path, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you cut Ireland out, maybe Path would have been better. But no, I'm glad we got this writer. It looks like Star Wars has got another good one. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to smudge how terrible Ireland is as a writer. I'm just going to say this writer, I mean, she has the potential after this book to be up towards the top. She does a great job. So, all right, except for Jedi. We didn't finish it, but says she's boring as shit. And that's why he didn't finish it. So, all right, cool. Stinky Pete, the old prospector. Yes, that's who it is. Axel Rose. Dom would have been fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think when we do still see that. I think you're right with the. I don't see how they do Relro. Let's go back through here. Who do we think we're going to see?
You say Rutro?
No, go back. Go back to the
Rutro.
All right. So Char Ral Roy or whatever.
He's dying. He's dying.
He's soon.
Yeah, he's soon dying.
Yep.
Yeah. Sun's gonna be around a while. Ortega, I think, was irrelevant in this. Let's go. Who's next after that? Go to the list. Yeah. These two are gonna be around till the end till they both die off. Go to the list of names real quickly. Keen as a Padawan. Did that character excite you at all?
No.
The Monarch's gone, so is Queen. Those two don't matter anymore.
No.
Rev died, and so did Viceroy, so they're both gone. Jared died.
Jared dies. These are the children.
Yeah,
Serena dies, and Abda doesn't.
Who is Benito?
Benito is the one that is like the
broker of information.
Broker.
Right. My question is, did we see him before?
No. This is the first
time.
He
was a very interesting character.
He's a very interesting character that I do think is really.
I mean, these are ones where people are like, we see droids in comics. If Benito shows up in a comic, that's probably a comic you might want to have.
Yeah, because he's the one that is like the intermediary between the mother and Axel and Serena and Abda, and so like he's pretty high up on the chain, the highest we've seen so far in the Path.
What's up, guys? Yeah, so I think like Benito, and then if we go back to the Jedi, if when Sun shows up, you're gonna want those are the two that
when they show up in comics, those are the 2 comics you're going to want to go after.
And
The
if
rest of
Axel
these-
shows up, you probably want Axel.
you probably want
And these 2 characters.
Yeah,
You
Axel.
You want Gela and Axel.
Well, I think Gella's going to die too. Sorry, but
I know, but I still
Axel-
want her because she's a Wayseeker, you know?
And then
Get
who's
them
the next
all.
one after that?
Get them all.
No,
They're
not all.
not Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not. Go
But no,
next.
Axel,
We're-
I think,
we're
is
ranking
important
system.
too. Like,
Yeah, Axel
really
is,
do.
but then go next after that. Who's after that? The not
I think that's the
not
beginning.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do we think we're going to see them again? Or are they done?
I think we might see them in the book when they sign the treaty.
Yeah. That's
then
it.
that's
You don't
it.
think there's going to be fighting and death for them? They have to die, right?
I don't think we're going to see it.
She did express that they want to go back and they don't want to have shit to do with the Republic or with the Jedi. So
I don't think we're going to see it.
Not
I
that
think they're just
important.
going to sign
Okay.
their treaty and go off, and they'll die.
because
sometime.
we're getting them in that HR book. We're getting those 2 characters in that HR book too. On the planet. We are. So all right, cool. Sounds good. That's all we got. I hope you guys like that. It was a good book. Good book. Listen to it.
Well,
Anyone
there's
else?
no way I was
Anyone
getting it
else
done.
think it's strange?
And then
Anyone
I'm
else think it's strange that earlier in the show someone said that I had a great porno name, and then we get introduced to Jedi penis head? I don't know.
We got introduced to Jedi Johnson. That's what we
Jedi
got
Johnson.
introduced to.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's my new avatar, I guess.
Hey, give him the bell, Pete. Give him the bell. Jedi got it. Jedi gets the bell. Give it to him.
Ring the bell!
Jedi Johnson. It's not the size of the ship that counts. It's the wave of the most.
Oh,
Gotta read it
anyone in
now.
the chat read?
Yeah, you got to finish it now, Jedi. You've gone far enough. I think you got to keep going.
All right,
I'll
it
tell
was
you
good.
what,
Yeah,
you
I
make
know a
the
lot of
book
people
sound
don't read
good,
it
man.
without the pictures, so we try to fill you in. A lot of people
Wayseeker
don't read
makes
the
the
pictures.
book sounds really good.
That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I can't. I try to do the audiobook, but you guys were so far beyond me. I was like,
This one, you don't do the audiobook. This would be the worst audiobook ever. Just because all the names sound alike and the planets sound alike. Like, if you need to read this book, don't audio this one.
And by the
I
way,
can't remember the. I can't remember the.
I might
the
finish
reader,
reading it by
the-
2024. Then
go ahead, Jedi. Who's
Well, I was
your
gonna say
favorite?
I don't have it in front of me. I don't remember the reader's name that did the audio book, but not my favorite either, because some of his voices that he uses are like nails on a chalkboard a bit. So especially his droid voice, the one droid that's almost seems like a bit of a protocol droid or something. The way he voiced that, yeah, the way he voiced that droid was irritating.
I don't. You can only get away with saying that without JJ here. If you criticize a voice actor around JJ, so I'm glad you did it. Glad you did it. Glad you did it. Welcome to the dark side, Jedi Johnson.
I could go on for days about that Jedi now. Now that you've started that, I have all these. It's just my
Gotta
mind
make a shirt.
is
Gotta
going.
make a shirt.
It's going to dark places, and I don't want it to go there.
Jedi's Johnson.
Beyond the Jedi door. But once again,
what if you had a patch of hair around it?
maybe we can start doing art.
You probably
That
should.
could be
Hidden door.
that could be the
Jedi
first.
Make it look
Hey,
bigger.
that could be the first Dark Horse variant. It's Jedi Johnson / Rel Roy with a patch of hair around. It's sweaty.
First,
my
it
God.
was John Holmes.
She
Now-
no
Astro,
honestly though.
you missed the Wayseeker. Sorry, Astro.
Honestly, she I think she purposely did what she was doing. Like one time she describes it, you knew what she was doing.
Hey,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wayseeker,
Yeah.
there's a time in there where she definitely describes the penis. That's what
You
she
see Sarah
describes.
said. It's just what the 22 stand for. Inches.
Oh,
Yes.
that's hilarious.
God, no.
No, but there is. I mean, that's why I like this writer, because it is an adult thing, and she tells dad jokes are like funny, like she gets it. She's not crude about it. It's not crude the way she does it, but she definitely knows that Mo Kun looks, or whatever his name was, looks like a penis head, and this character is
Oh,
of the same
Cal
species.
Mundi.
Yeah.
Mundi. Okay,
Mundi looks
And
like
I
a penis.
believe,
Oh, God.
don't,
Yeah,
don't,
Plo
I'm not
Koon
really
didn't have
positive,
that.
but I believe that Sav's Jedi Master is also Syrian, also is a penis head.
Yes,
So we haven't seen him yet.
but I don't think we're gonna get described. I don't think it's gonna get
There
described the
is
same
a
way. She did.
video. I mean, we didn't give away what happens in the on the comic.
Okay, close your
Star
ears.
Wars YouTube did release a video about Sav, and does give some interesting information
There you
about
go. Jedi.
the backstory for High Republic 1,
5419.
Avengers 1.
Huh?
5419.
The whole time we've been doing this, Dom's been watching the Cowboy game.
Oh, okay.
No. I wasn't. I just saw the score.
But here.
Yeah.
So we get. I guess now we're to spoil it. As Jedi
the
was
Colt
asking the question
kinda
earlier in
sucked, though.
comics, does it seem like Sav is there undercover from the Jedi? Because how else would? I mean, she's a Padawan at this point. Yeah, Jedi, you're right. People would know that she's infiltrating Maz's group.
We learned in that video that
Spoiler alert.
her master sends her undercover.
Yeah, to Maz's group.
Well, then that's kind of the way her inner voice was talking at the beginning of the comics would not lead you to think that.
Yeah, right.
Kind of, but when you now know that, she does like to work alone. She likes to be by herself. She likes to be in certain. She's made to do undercover work. She's the boss of the air. Like when you take it into context and reread that intro, it makes perfect sense. Like, when everybody else is doing stuff, she likes to go out, sneak outside, and hang out. So she's perfect for the spy game / Jedi spy game. So she's a Jedi spy. Yeah. What, Tom? Was that wrong? Are you mad that she's a spy?
No, you're talking about the
Adventures comic. Do you want me to go back?
the Avengers comic.
No,
Yeah.
no, Dom
No,
was
because I
reacting
lost
to
you
the
guys. I lost you
Gateway
guys when
commentary.
you were talking about it, and the computer. I lost you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Who was
So here-
the guy, the inspector? Who did he turn out to be?
Nobody. Just Vampire
Just an
Inspector.
inspector.
He was going after the
Inspector
Danks,
Okay.
which we
All
thought the Danks were going to be really bad, but they actually turned out that it might be an all right. It fits with the
He's a pretty cool
oh,
character. I like the way he looks.
Yeah.
They draw him good.
I think we'll see him again. I don't.
Yeah.
think we've
Oh
seen
no,
him.
1000%. He's gonna be. I mean, you don't get the Final Fantasy gun behind the back, gun in the front pose if you're not coming back for some fun. So,
Yeah.
Is he going to head up the Legion of Doom to go up against the Great Lakes Avengers here?
Right?
but no, like if you read this inner monologue part, that's what Jedi was talking about. If you reread this, it makes sense why the droid also is yelling it out, because it's not actually a secret. The Jedi know that Mav is going across to infiltrate Maz's.
See, I actually like they putting Maz in this too now. But where the heck is Diva Lampop? Come on.
Well, Maz was in the last volume 1 too, but
Where's Diva Lampop? Come on, Jedi.
There's going to be
Oh.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
She'll pop up here and there. Yeah.
We don't
Maybe
know
it
if
was
she's
one of
alive
the
yet.
pirates that was
We don't
raiding
know.
the wedding, just
Yeah.
undescribed in your novel there.
Well, actually, that was pretty cool. The wedding part with the bounty hunters and the wedding part.
TMT cool guy. Jesus.
Yeah, I saw.
All right. 2 hands. Eric got it.
2 speeds.
Eric-
It's going.
The bell just could be going off at this point because it's pretty funny.
Well, I had one more question
Yes.
since the chat is already going there. So when this Jedi,
The chat's already they've been there.
when
living
the penis head Jedi gets angry,
Oh,
do
Jesus.
veins pop out in his head?
We don't know.
Oh boy.
honestly,
flirt.
I'm surprised.
Okay, now I'm done. I'm done.
I'm surprised she didn't write that.
No, we're
Jedi,
not.
I want to hear. No, the best is you're going to hear a guy go, and then Rel Roy's protruding bald head with sweat on it was wrecked above all other Jedi.
Oh, we're
You're
not
going to hear
done.
that line. It's something
During
to
the
that effect.
climax.
We're
You're gonna
not
hear-
done.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you,
going to
Six.
climax
Maybe-
above
maybe
everyone,
I've already-
above the group.
Maybe
you're
I've
gonna
already
hear
heard
that.
that line and just didn't. Oh my god. Thanks,
Thank you, Sticks. Thank
This
you.
is Sticks.
Oh, Sticks did that.
Oh,
Oh my god!
thank you for the
Oh,
laugh,
man.
Sticks.
God, you guys
That's
are killing
good.
me today.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
I
meme.
mean-
That's going to be a meme moving forward now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know you made it, Jedi, when they make you a fallacy.
yeah. I feel blessed. Right. I feel.
Well,
Love
that you do. You should.
uh,
All right. But yeah, I mean, I want to hear next week a report on that. We're also going to give you, I know we tried it before, it didn't
on
do
what?
on what the guy sounds like when he's describing Rel Roy's
Oh.
fucking head protruding
Oh,
above
okay.
everybody. Yeah, I want to, yeah.
So now you know it's coming. So I want to hear from you, like, oh, you think
What's
his voice is
coming?
bad?
You want a
wait,
Jedi
yeah,
blow
just wait
for
till that
blow.
happens. Just wait till that happens. Also, too, I think we really do need to get into the art of the High Republic book next week, just to kind of give us, because it looks. I know people are saying it looks like DH is behind, but we do know that the regular HR title's on top. And what the fuck am I
And
saying
so
now?
far, you have two
Now
books.
everything I'm saying, I'm like, this could be bad because they're making penis jokes. So like,
No, the Art of the High Republic book will only take 10 minutes. It's a
Yeah.
short little.
yeah, but we get into some of that stuff in there to kind of.
So there's two novels, right? Two novels that came out, brand new novels, right?
We're getting a little bit of break because they did a timeline. We'll probably go over the timeline.
We've done
Oh,
3
boy.
novels.
Like
We
three
have
novels for the
we have the
second-
kids'
second
novel.
phase.
Yeah.
And then you have the comic books. You have two.
Actually,
two
you know
issues.
what? Hold on. No,
the
keep
High
going. You
Republic.
keep talking. I'm going to play. Let's look at the internet.
Well, I was gonna say, I think you're chasing Jedi away. I mean, we've got phallic heads, and now you're talking about timelines. We're talking about visions trailers. It's like we're intentionally driving Jedi away.
No. This is gonna be easier because it's the easier way to do it. That we're not gonna screw it all up because they just Star Wars just updated the High Republic timeline also. So okay, go ahead, keep talking, Dom.
Look, I was saying
Second
about
principle.
the book. So we have a handful of characters already, right? That of important characters, potentially important characters.
Yeah.
And the ones that are in the comic book are the important ones because they actually they showed them up front, right? In person.
Some of them.
Not all.
Like now, if you was to compare the handful of characters that are now compared to the ones that we seen in the beginning,
Martian Rose still hugely important. So is Man. So go ahead.
What do you think the balance of what the coolness factor like on the characters? Like if you would compare some like the top tier characters.
I don't think we've got a Porter angle yet. I don't think we've got. I mean, Sav is in this book. Sav
We're getting actual Porter angle though.
Yeah, we're
soon,
getting
right?
both the two of the coolest characters that came out of that book, in my opinion, were Sav and Porter, and we're getting both of them in this. As far as people that we think are cool that we have, Man, I always liked Man better than I like Geo's and what's her name? Whoever. I thought they did a really they did a terrible job with Avar Chris. So I mean, I think we're getting that in what's his name? The guy who they made Geo was based off of, and they scrapped it. So he seems to be doing pretty well. They did Jedi Son. They did a really good job at that.
Son, not
as far as the chancellors are a lot better, in my opinion, in this book than were in the last book. I didn't give a shit about their family. The Roe aspect, Marshawn Roe, was interesting, and so was like the first part of the
impacted by Jerome.
Okay,
they're not letting up in the chat. They're not letting up at all.
So I think they've done a better job establishing the evils in this, because if you remember, we started off with Drangir, which was fucking the worst possible way.
That was...
Yeah, it was so.
But do you actually think they'll talk about the Drangir in this?
Hope not.
No. I think they've realized. I think hopefully they've permanently 100% moved on from the Drangir. That seems like a lost dream. So, but the mother.
Man, they're
That's
just
the
lighting
fun.
us up tonight.
I know why, because we keep talking about penises. So like,
I mean, part of the problem is in the
Thanks,
first book.
Jerome. That one's your fault.
Part of the problem is in the first book, all the Jedi die. Like, Kevmo was cool. I liked Kevmo. Dies. Like, we haven't had a chance to really get in.
Yeah, Lord Greystorm was cool, but they killed off a lot of.
Oh yeah,
I see like Yoda. Like you see, like Yoda. Yoda lived for so long, right?
All of the Path of the Sea characters died. The comics so far, those characters, those Jedi's have been underwhelming. The ones that in the High Republic one, right? So I would say I don't really care about either of those.
But I think the hype for the High Republic last phase 2, everybody was so excited about all these brand new Jedis. Besides Gas Jedi, which was Oblink or whatever.
Gas Jedi?
Yeah, remember he's a gas guy in a suit.
Oh, like
besides him, I still like that guy. I hope he's around. You know what I mean? Like everybody, there's like 3 Wookiee Jedis. Holy shit! Yeah, but nobody gives a shit. Like, there's like I know Wookiee fanatics can kill me for that one, but whatever. But like when you come off of it, like you have to select your favorites. I thought Man was one of my favorites. Wayseeker was one. Oblin was one of his. She's dead, but like we know they're all eventually going to die at one form. When I'm I mean, maybe we can rank our 5 out of there, and I think we're getting a couple of them now. Sun looks like the potential to be one that I'm really going to enjoy. We're getting the Blade, which was always one of our favorites, so that's cool. Sav turned out to be one of our favorites. We're getting Sav War, so they're keeping in there. I'll be honest, I know he's emotional about what's her name, but like if she lives or dies and her purple lightsabers, I don't really care. She was okay, but they weren't trying to make it. I felt like they were trying to make the Jedi like, these are so important Jedis in phase 2. And like this phase, they're just like, y'all know these motherfuckers all die, right? Like they're dead. So they're just giving you good character development and building and seeing if you can attach to any of them.
But the real question is, do we have a Geode?
Which is also a great character. No, not yet.
Hey, Wayseeker, I got a question. So you had mentioned that there was an article in this Insider.
Yes.
You said wait until after.
Yeah. So this takes place just after Convergence. And it is an art. It is also about the path of the open hand. And
it's more relevant than the story that was in the last one. I hope.
What?
Is it more relevant to what's going on than what's the
more
story
relevant?
that was in the last one?
It's not a really relevant, but it's about a tragedy that happens on Jeddah, and people starting to wonder if there possibly could be something to the ideology of the path of the open hand. When you use the Force, does it affect something somewhere else? And so it is making. I'll just say the story makes you question if there's a chance that the path of the open hand might be onto something.
Okay. So I still got to finish the book first before I read that.
Maybe we review that next week too. But here, real quickly before we go, I will do this. I will share this because it'll make it a little bit easier to go over, because they did come up. Huh?
Oh, man, they're never going to stop, Jedi. They're never going to stop.
Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see this? Yes.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
But I can't see it. Like it's
Somebody added to the thing.
Present it.
It just keeps flicking back and forth. Hold on.
Do you want me to present it for you?
Yeah. There we go. There he goes. All right. Here we go.
Got it. Hey,
Yep.
I mean,
All right. There we go. All right. So here we go. So this is how the lineup. Quest for the Jedi, I thought was a mediocre book. Didn't care too much about the characters in it. Right.
I liked Rupert. I came around to Rupert.
Yeah.
Was that a kid's book?
Yeah, that's the kid's book.
That's the kid's book. Okay.
Okay. Then next up, this is the timeline. Next up, we got the Path to Deceit, which you got the sister, the mother, and so you got some decently interesting characters. I think probably, but once again, it's part of the Row line, so the Row line is very intriguing. I thought after the Row portion of it, I don't know, man. I wasn't exactly like. I mean, now that I read this, I was like, okay, they were pretty decent, but nobody.
I like Kevmo. Kevmo was a good character. I don't know. I think
okay character.
I think time has made you not like that book, but you loved that book when it came out.
I did. Well, I thought it was pretty well done.
And you like Tessa. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think it's now it's just like, I learned to test it, so I gotta hate it.
But no, I don't think so. I'm not trying to hate it. I'm just saying, from Don's perspective, it was a very great question. Now looking back on it, yes, the mother, a character that's going to have great significance, but how many of these characters are going to have significance? I was like, wow, I really would like to see more of her, which I enjoyed where she popped up in this book. In this book, the title character, although looks like bricks for some people and Jen for me, I'm not sold that I care that much more of her story. I mean, if she becomes a Wayseeker and just goes off into the sunset as a Wayseeker, cool. If she comes back and she dies, cool. I want to find more about Sun. I guess the characters out of here that are obviously the mother's in here, so still pretty big. Jedi Sun, pretty big. Of course, Penis Jedi dying is going to be funny, depending on who writes it. But like, that's what I mean. But then you get down there, even The Apprentice was underwhelming, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and the rest of the characters, yeah, I would. This has got Sav in it and Maz. The rest of the characters are dying, except for what's his name, Dex Jackster, and we know what happens to him.
Scissor Punch is going to live too.
If he dies, if he dies, does his head kind of shrivel?
We don't know. To be honest, I will say the Jedi in this.
He goes to water shrinkage.
The Jedis in this book so far are underwhelming, and so is the thief character.
I actually hope they all die sooner than later. So
It's not going to happen. They're going to be around for a while.
the Blade, we already had him. So, and I love Porter, so
Right.
we can't do that wrong.
So then you got the Nikto, and you got Creighton's son right there on the
Yeah,
cover.
we got Sun and Nikto there. So
I love the
now
fact
this
that bringing
different
Jeddah
Nikto.
back, going back to Jeddah and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what the whole buildup is. Like that was
Yeah.
one part. That was the one part of Path of Deceit that I liked was how they were already describing the move over to Jeddah. But
Man's got to come through. This is like
he does because he's been kind of soft and weak lately.
It was kind of cool that the religion on Jeddah, the way it is, how it it became what it was when in Rogue One. I want to see how that leads up to all that, like because definitely you're going to see the Guardians of the Wills eventually. They're coming in, so I want to see that how it all transpires into what Jeddah is now.
Yeah, so I don't think the characters, the basis of the characters are that important on Jeddah. I think the point of being on Jeddah, like that, we're getting a lot of backstory history of Jeddah, like you just kind of described. I think that's going to be like the role players are going to be pretty key here. Now, with that being said, Jedi Son is the one that's got the cross saber here, and George Mann. Hopefully, he gets even. Hopefully, we get how do I say this? More introduced to him, more character development. That's the right term. Thank you. Hopefully, we get more character development on him before Mann gets to turn him into fucking King Arthur, because that's what he's going to do. So, because I'll be.
I keep looking at the damn chat, man. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
He is the King Arthur. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean that's but that's what how Mann writes him too. If he does a handstand in the pool.
You didn't have to. You could have kept going.
Not my favorite one.
You did that to yourself.
I am kind of Quest of Jedi. I'm obviously, one of my favorite writers. So
it's a one shot.
I know it's a one shot, but I'm going to cross my fingers. The character.
Wasn't that delayed?
You're right.
That book was delayed, right?
Yeah,
they pushed it back.
Yeah, we're not going to get great characters that come out of this. I mean, we might get one or two. But I don't think they're gonna have long-term stability. But with that being said, look at fucking Porter Engle because I think he was supposed to be a one-shot throwaway character. I mean, they've obviously changed the way he looks around 3 times, and now he's become an important. They gave him a different face.
These guys aren't the guys that are in the book, the game, right? The game that's coming out.
No.
The guys who play the drums, the aliens that are there. No,
that's way later.
Playing the drums.
The ones that are
Rupert and the others.
Yeah, Rupert and the rest, which is whatever. And then the Nameless Terror. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get more backstory on the Nameless. I'm more interested in that maybe than I am in even some of these Jedi. So
this book, Dom, the Cataclysm, I didn't mention it. They're gonna get this is gonna feature Yaddle pretty heavily too.
Okay.
So we're gonna get Yaddle's story a little bit in Cataclysm.
Yeah,
we're
which
gonna
will be
get
cool.
a new character, but we're gonna get some more on Yaddle.
And once again, we're going to get Axel back, which will be good because I mean I think that's a strong character that we do. Can I just call her Z? That's good, right? Z. I'll just call her Z.
Who's Z?
The writer Z.
Oh,
because what's her name? Is it Xandra? Is that
Zord?
Zira? Huh?
Zoreda?
Fair. So I can call her Z. Okay. So Z did a great job of writing because I'll kill that.
Yeah, he'll
Get
butcher it.
out
Just
of
let
here,
him
man.
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna just call it Z because come on.
Mark,
You know,
like,
Zendaya, she wrote a great book.
I know every Z person I've named is gonna be like.
She's from New York.
Zyla?
You can get an interview with Zoreda. She's from New York.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we should. But here we go. So I think she did a good job with Axel and so I do, but I also see this character as being somebody who's intriguing and she left the door open where this once again is going to be a character I think people are going to enjoy and we might get more backstory. And
is he going to be played by Henry Golding in the movie? Because that's who it looks like. Snake Eyes.
Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Maybe.
When is that one coming out? When is Cataclysm? Do we know?
Yeah, it says it right here. Yeah. Hold on.
Right?
Cataclysm is April 4th.
Okay.
We're going to have a little bit of break here. So we get February 22nd. We get the Nameless comic. A lot of these books are coming. You guys aren't going to have to hear us banter on about books until April-ish.
That's not true because we
except for
get
this one.
We get other non-High Republic books in March.
Oh yeah.
We get the.
I'm talking about the High Republic
Stars.
stuff.
Well, I
We get
still want to give a
discontinuous.
shot to one of these books where I can try to get it done in time for our actual review. But like, I knew
That's never
like,
gonna
this
happen.
one. I was no way it was getting done.
You could try this one. You might like this because you like all that questing horse shit. So like,
This is, and that's an audiobook only. I'm gonna hate
Oh,
that.
audio
book.
only. All right, now you're speaking my language.
I'm gonna hate that book because I hate audiobooks.
coming
No,
out.
no,
January.
I gotta-
Don't say that.
commute.
Wayseeker,
Somebody else, I
don't
think
let
Ricky
you
said he
forget it.
does it. Like I got a long commute to work, so that's when I listen.
I
to
love
audio.
how you guys all say. Why don't you guys speak like this when JJ's here? So that
What?
instead of JJ shitting on me about how my dislike for audiobook and readers, Jedi first thing he's like, JJ's not here. Cool. Hey, by the way, the guy that was reading this book is an asshole and sucks. Like I've never said anything that harsh. in
I
my
will
life.
be fair.
I don't-
That's totally
I don't know
fair,
him
though.
personally.
If
I
the
don't know
reader
if he's an
sucks, I
asshole.
can't go. I can't listen. I'm out.
All right, and
Well,
then we
it
get.
said that it's an audio drama, which remember the last audio drama we got was about Lorna D.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of the book.
That's usually when they have
And-
multiple voice actors and you got
Yes,
a couple people
yes.
doing.
Go back to the old radio station.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought that
Dom,
was pretty good.
Alex would be the version of Laura D.
okay.
Like he's intriguing, like Laura D's intriguing. So like when we get that back and forth, that's kind of where we're going with a lot of these figures. And then obviously Path of Vengeance, we're getting more of the story of the mother. I mean, the background of the mother as a cult, the cult background, and then the origin story of the Nameless, very intriguing. And they're doing a good job at because they're not technically slow rolling it, but they're I don't know.
And Sunshine Dobbs is the greatest character they ever created. They also
Fuck
have
Sunshine Dobbs.
Sunshine Dobbs.
He's like this one right here. What's her name again?
Avar.
Avar Chris.
Avar
Come
Chris,
on.
just garbage.
You know what? Avar Chris. man,
Avar is such a that is the lowest blow you can give to Avar Chris.
She's
Come
not
on.
good. Remember,
I
she's
know,
like,
but she's not Sunshine Dobbs.
Who the hell is
Yeah, you
Sunshine
know.
Dobbs?
no, Sunshine Dobbs is like whatever this Chewbacca Wookiee guy's name was. 'Cause it's
He
not
was the
even Goro.
prospector, Pete, in the first novel or the last novel.
He also was in the comic.
Oh, the
There's
last
Goro.
novel. I was gonna say,
He
wait
was
a
in the
second.
comic
Not
as
the first
well.
For these characters to really take off, they need to make a Black Series figure or a Funko Pop out of these figures.
That's
I mean,
just for
thanks.
you.
No, I'm just saying. Once they do
For
that,
you, Dom.
they
That's how they take
make,
off for you.
They make the character finally blossom to where they should be.
Who's going to be this character? Who's going to be the character that's overpromised?
Making a
and
peg warmer
overhyped
figure
and
isn't going to
everybody
make them
wants it.
blossom.
So
There's a
Jolanda
lot
Rowe
of
is
pops that
that-
just
the-
sit on
The one
shelves.
that's the shield, the Captain America. That's that character.
Yeah.
See what
Oh,
they got to
there's
do with
more
Star Wars
Burra.
Celebration? Come out with limited edition ones for the High Republic and just have them for con exclusives.
Tempest
Get that-
Runner,
But-
was that?
But also,
Yeah,
I mean, Phase 1 was longer than Phase 2.
That is very true. That is
It
true.
had three adult novels, 3 kids. This one's only having 2 and 2. So like,
Oh my god.
you also have to understand that the length is much.
Oh, I
shorter.
love the Eye
They
of
did
Storm.
Burry so
The Eye of
bad,
Storm was
man.
Great.
Burry had so much potential too.
Oh,
Trial of
Buryaga? Was that his name?
Buryaga,
But those
yeah,
two,
yeah,
the Trial,
you're
the
right.
Trial of the Shadows and the Eye of the Storm. I love those 2 books in the
Yeah.
High Republic.
Yeah.
What was his master's name? The
Nib,
little lady.
Nib,
Yeah.
Nib.
Wayseeker?
Yeah, Nib.
She's
There
dead
you
though.
go.
She died really early on.
I know, so I couldn't remember what her name was because she
No Wookiee bashing. Yeah, no, I'm just saying they did like whatever. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit what I'm saying? Who gives a shit what they did? Who cares? Like, I mean, most of these characters are dying. But yeah, I mean, I think you see some linking up, but as Wayseeker said, there's not as many characters coming through, which I also like. I think they did kind of go ham and were like kids in a candy store. Like they pulled the Dom where he's like, I want to see aliens fucking everywhere. And they went, I want fucking Jedi fucking everywhere. And they literally just, you're like, okay, we'll give you a Wookiee Jedi. No, I want 5 Wookiee
Jedi
Jedis.
I'm not beating up on Dom when I say this because I brought this up on
Me either.
Mail Call or maybe it was before we actually recorded. But anyway, I had to remind Dom that in Book of Boba Fett, it was almost 100% aliens in that series. There were so many aliens in that series that you couldn't even count them all. So
Yeah,
Star
I mean,
Wars- I think they put enough aliens in Book of Boba
know,
Fett
look,
to last us quite a while.
See, that's the thing. I understand when you have a show and you're doing and the makeup is very expensive. You do alien snap, but the basic
Jedi.
stuff, come on.
What basics? But will it really add anything to you? Like if the same shit character, that's a shit character, whether they're a human shit character or a Twilight shit character, who cares? They're in the background.
I want to see subtitles when they're talking.
What I'm
that's
saying is,
Fortuna did that. You know when Boba Fett killed him at the end of Mando season 2 at the end credit scene. I remember that. But the fact is, I like that. I want to see that more. You know, instead of just human. You know.
What I am saying though is like last week we were talking kind of like, was this the best week ever in Star Wars? And it started out because of this book and some of the stuff they were doing with the High Republic where it looked like it was going to. And then we ended up getting that Finn and bullshit book and the other shit. And I think we buried the lead that the High Republic is in a very, especially after this novel and the Sav book, I think
that's a very odd request.
Yes.
The Jedi with an old school Bobby Brown. No. You will be there. Okay, but I think I think we can attest for the people who've consumed all the High Republic stuff at this point. High Republic is in a very healthy place. The news from Acolytes, very exciting. Acolytes is very exciting in a very healthy place. The novels that have come out, they are very well done. They're doing a great job on it. The comics are actually pretty good. Well better, I would say, at this point than Phase 1 comics were, going through 2 books in the regular HR and 1 in the adventures. So overall, yeah, I think it is a great time for Star. I mean, and by the way, we had Andor too. But like,
don't give it to the comics. We're still very early on in the.
I'm just saying at this point.
I know.
Today,
very early
on.
You're comparing it, but you're comparing it to Dengar, like very early on.
Yes, agreed. And 50,000 fucking Jedi that everybody's like, oh, there's Jedi. There's a pink lightsaber and a purple lightsaber and lightsabers touching tips. Yeah, I get it, bro. There's Dragon kind of council. Like I got all that hype and I got it. And I'm not saying I wasn't hyped for it too, but like when the hype settled down, you're like, oh, okay. Ooh, that's not
just some plain old crackers.
You know what the exciting thing's going to be?
These are saltines. A saltine on cracker was brilliant, but then you're like, no, it's just fucking salt on a motherfucking cracker. It ain't that great. Go ahead. Sorry,
I'm impressed you knew what the hell I was talking about.
The exciting thing is going to be
my plain old crackers reference. That
there's a lot of fans of the High Republic. You have a lot of people that do like the High Republic.
Great.
But I can't wait for the takeoff. Once Acolyte comes out, and if they really connect it to the High Republic era, and there's a lot of things that are connecting to the books, that people that are going to go shit crazy for the books, and I want to see that. That's what I really want to see.
Well, I think you might. I think that in one hand.
I want to see people.
I don't know. I think it is. I don't think big, Dom. I think you're having panels like standing room only for High Republic.
High Republic of fans, not the dudes that are out there doing whatever. Yeah. I'm talking like fanboy and girls that are like, these characters we enjoy. Like the one good thing about them throwing all the shit up against the wall and doing 80,000 Jedi is that there's a Jedi for every Star Wars fan.
And there's
so much like Wookiee fodder, huh?
I want a Jedi Gardener
for him. I agree.
Got one.
A baker.
Oh Jesus.
A bagel.
I got the gardener. Do you like the gardener?
No, Wayseeker in the chat was true. You don't want a fucking gardener Jedi? It's coming in Phase 1. We still haven't gotten the gardener Jedi yet. We still haven't gotten the fucking baker.
You want a
baker Jedi?
You want a clown Jedi?
Thank the fucking Lord. We haven't got those two.
But they were important. God damn it!
Wasn't that right, Wayseeker? Yeah, you're like they're gonna be important now. I'm like, eh. And luckily we haven't got those yet. But maybe they've learned. Like I think the one good part about Phase 2 is it seems like, for as much as I knock some of the Illuminati crew or whatever they call Illumination crew or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Illuminous. Yeah.
Illuminous. They seem to not be dead set on if some shit didn't work, we're just going to try to push that horse shit through anyways. They seem to go like, cool, these are the characters that are getting hype.
I didn't even know we had a Yoda's Gardener in here.
Yeah, there you go.
It's awesome.
This person hates that comic more than you. He's like, Fazoli, what are you been giving us?
Yeah. I like that. I like that. But I think I think that they're taking, and maybe it's because some of them are younger, right? So they understand how the fucking internet works, right? They get it.
Yeah, maybe.
They maybe it is. They understand how. I mean, Charles Soule ain't fucking young. I mean, he's old as dog shit, and Scott ain't young fucking either. Neither's actually Gray ain't young fucking either.
Yeah, I guess I like Scott.
But what I'm saying is, like, I think some of the but he's got that English sensibility as he doesn't take it too seriously. But I think a lot of these younger ones, they know how the internet works, and they know, like, cool, yeah, we're gonna get people bashing our shit, but let's look at what the people who aren't bashing saying they like and dislike, and let's go with that. Because you saw a move away from the dang gear. Okay. You saw this set so far, and even what they've previewed, what we're going to hit up with, you know, it's very Row Nameless orientated. It's very character development orientated. They aren't throwing random Gardner fucking Jedis into everything, right? Like, they're flushing out stories of Jedi that we wanted. And apparently, if Dom keeps yelling about Lone Papa, we might get Lone Papa someplace.
Because why? Because we can do it.
And they're making fun of some of this stuff. They're making fun of some of the silly shit that they should, like Jedis that have protruding heads. Like, okay, man, like, come on.
I think that's just mostly you, though. I think they're
no. You got to read the Wayseeker. Tell them she fucking did it in this book.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. She did. She made fun of it.
Made fun of quite a few things. I mean, in this phase too.
Yeah, in this phase and book, they've laughed at some of the flaws of phase 1 too. They have laughed at.
Was she making fun of it, or was she in awe of the?
She might have been in awe. I don't know. You're right.
I think she was like, they want me to have a penis-headed fucking Jedi in here. Sure, we're gonna make a joke about it, and she did. And she did. Z is the woman, or however she identifies, because
it's
of
Disney,
that,
man. You know, Disney, the company that hides penises in the Little Mermaids.
They're not the company. That's
well, technically she's Del Rey.
the workers.
Yeah. Technically she's
Get
Del
past
Rey,
the
but
boss.
you know, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I think this is good. I think that, and maybe it's because I know that Star Wars. I hate to do this, but I'm going to. I know that Star Wars fans are very diverse, but this is the Star Wars that it's my Star Wars, right? Like, take what we say. It doesn't all have to be for me, but make it so it's not fucking stupid, right? If it was stupid, it'd be called Star Trek. Don't do that. Let's make it Star Wars, right?
That
Let's
was
good storytelling,
unnecessary.
character development. That's what I want. I don't want phaser set
You could have
phasers
went
to
anyway
stun
with that. You didn't have to go to
5.
Star
Like,
Trek. You could
no.
have went to Ice Pirates. You could.
Same shit. No, what I'm saying is, like, and it seems like this group, love it or hate that they're doing new stuff, they're at least willing to try it, and when it doesn't work, they're at least willing to go, shit, that didn't work. Let's try some other shit. And I'm fair with that. I'm I'm A-okay with it. So, AOA, we do this what we do. Jedi, the hippie skateboarder. I mean, I will say,
I know we're gonna get a Rey movie coming down the line, but I am shocked if we don't get High Republic movies in the next.
I think that's the next step. I think with how successful this is, and Dom's been asking, but Dom, the one thing is, I think with how successful, they might not have the actual comics show up in it, but I think because of the success of the fandom right now, how it's going in this direction, the fandom of this direction, and now know that, like, that's different than the market, because the market's going to go down because every fandom already has fucking the shit because they saw it coming. But the fandom is going to lead us into a direction of movies. So when Acolytes, which is it's a High Republic movie, I think that's something people have to remember, is that it's a High Republic movie, okay, or TV show, sorry, but that it's, and we have a video game supposedly coming about. That's going to solidify we can do this and we can expand, and everything's pointing in that direction. So yeah, I think they are going to do more of that, Dom, but I don't think it's because of when they're going to come out with an action figure or down the road. I think that it's already in motion. I think they see the success.
There's probably things in the motion, and exactly.
Yeah, I think they already see the success to this. So.
But I think they also just want to wait.
Hmm?
They want to wait till phase 3 is done.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I mean, that's when you're getting Acolyte.
Right, they're getting it at that point. So I think they want to give the writers the time to flesh out the stories before,
But do believe after phase 1 is done, they are going to be working on a if it continues to be this successful,
or
Yeah.
2.
this is phase
3.
2.
We're in 2 now.
Yeah,
when
phase 2's done. No, when phase 2 is done, do believe that with what's going on before Acolytes even hit, there is going to be at least an outline and plan to have something bigger. If that's 3 more High Republic series, a movie, that is something that's. I mean, this is what they're talking about already. This is a direction that they see is going very well for them.
Let me ask you a question now. Now, the
Please do.
Acolyte takes place, what, like 150 years before Phantom Menace?
No sticks. I don't.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Ish.
Right, so now, phase 3 is going to take place when?
Phase 2 taking place right after phase 1.
Pick
So
right
it'll
back
be-
up where they left off.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's like
so it'll be
100.
between 500,
No,
between
it's
500,
206, 240.
yeah, 240. Yeah,
40?
yeah, there you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
No,
Well, I
I
was
was
going to say
saying-
because he's asking, so I'm telling him it's going to be in that era between Acolytes and.
Yeah, it could tie into
Is that what
they
you're
do with
asking? He
Acolyte,
wants to
like
know
they
if
could
Acolytes is
connect some
coming.
dots.
Yes.
But I do think that Yoda could be a tie-in because Yoda's there.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but I
sure.
don't need this. We don't need him anymore.
I know,
But do understand Acolytes is Wayseeker. From your understanding, Acolytes is part of Phase 3, correct?
No,
Like they haven't officially
Acolyte is taking place in the High Republic, but it's after phase 3.
See, my understanding is that it's technically part, like the end part of Phase 3.
See, I read it more as one with Wayseeker. I thought it was more of it's on its own because it's taking
because they said the tail
outside
end,
of what they're
the
giving
tail
us.
end of the High
Correctly.
Republic. So the High Republic's on its way out. So that's the.
Well, no, I don't think it. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's on its way out.
Jedi, it's not stopping. It's not stopping.
Yeah, well, I feel bad. We unfortunately tied Jedi to what's that dude's name? Char?
We didn't do it. The
No,
chat
Jedi did it to himself.
Yeah, and Jedi
to
did
be
it to
honest, like Jedi brought
I
it
didn't
up.
start this. I didn't start it. Marco started it.
start the
It
fight.
was-
I did not.
Connected The
It's on
porn,
tape.
the
It
porn
definitely wasn't me.
comment
We got
too.
golden rods. We got all the references you need in here.
Don't worry. Next week we're gonna have the Kong Shalong. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's where, like, I do think it's good. I think it's great that they're changing, and I think that even though whatever we thought that the High Republic was going to be, we're probably not going to predict it all because it's kind of almost actively working too.
You think it's fluid? You think
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more fluid. Which
they
is what you
probably
kind
have
of
like a
need.
few touch tones. Like we want to get here and we want to
Yeah.
get there. How we
Yeah.
get there doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We'll pivot along the way if we need.
Yeah, like
to,
if this
but-
is working, we're going to roll with which is funny because it's not what you got. Like literally, that's the biggest complaint about Star Wars is, and especially about the sequels is, oh, the shit's on fire. Don't worry, keep running, and while you're doing it, just keep. But if we keep going forward, the shit's just all going to burn down. Yeah, don't worry, just keep going forward. Just let it fucking burn. Let it fucking burn. It's like, oh wow, we have a fire turn going on back there. Yeah, no shit, because you didn't stop and go like, hey, maybe throw some water on that shit. Let's take it right, go this direction. And with High Republic, seems like whenever they start to misstep, they go right. Which, by the way, if you go back and read those interviews, they were hyping the fuck out of some dang gear. Like, this is the greatest shit. Just wait till you see these fucking garbage
Little
characters.
shop of
Oh, it's
horrors.
so good.
We ate your lunch.
Yeah, and to move
Feed me,
off
see
of the
more,
character
feed me now.
Yeah.
Hey, to
Move off
answer
the-
Sarah's question, I think Book of Boba Fett also took a big dump on the pikes
Pike
too. So
organization.
it depends on which pikes they decide to focus on. If it's like rebels or not rebels, Bad Batch pikes or whatever, then I think that would be cool. If it's Book of Boba Fett pikes, no thanks.
Well, think about it this way: the Book of Boba Fett pikes were pikes that got sent to fucking Tatooine to take care of shit. Like, who cares?
And
Yeah,
kill
they were
them all.
they were like the pikes they were like the ones that get sent to Siberia. Yeah, just get it.
Yeah, it's all right. Get rid of these guys. We don't need these
All right,
ones.
you know what? Listen, enough of the bashing the Book of Boba Fett. We all know it wasn't up to par to what it was. It did have some good things, and when the Book of Boba
No,
Fett season 2
see,
comes out, it's
even
gonna
when
be
you're saying step away, but you still try to defend it. You still kind of backhand defend
You
it.
know
There
what?
were some good things.
Come on, dude.
All right, next
My
week
whole
is
life.
a 1 week ban. Everybody, including chat, no bringing up Book of Fett. We're having a Book of Fett banning all of next week.
We're
Dedicated
a
to
Book of
Dom's
Boba
birthday.
Fett fast. We're fasting. No Book of Boba
Yeah.
Fett.
Second week of Advent. That's what we're doing.
Watch.
Second week of
Not
third
gonna
week
talk
of
about
Advent.
anything
Third
Book
week
of Boba
next
Fett.
week.
Something big is
Third
gonna
week of
happen. next
Advent.
week.
That's what we're doing.
abstaining from fucking Book of Fett. There you go.
An abstinence
No
pledge
Christmas presents
against
for any
Book
of you.
Boba Fett.
We're canceling 12 Days of Christmas. We're doing nobody gets
Oh,
anything.
damn, I was gonna have my song.
What song?
Well, go Book of Fett next week. All right.
No Book
Thank
of
you
Fett.
everybody for the chat. Wow, you guys, a lot of people stayed around for a long time. We will do more High Republic stuff. We'll probably, I mean, we're down for it. And it might be because we've done well with it. And you guys have supported us with our High Republic stuff. Often copied, never duplicated, whatever they say about that. But we'll do more on that. We appreciate everybody staying with us. We appreciate the content that you enjoy. If there's anything else you guys would like us to cover, please let us know.
Absolutely.
I want to thank everybody that's here. Big shout out to JJ for everything he does behind the scenes. Do know, just a little once again for the channel, just know we really are going to get some form of last night's SNS back out there.
Yes, we
the
are.
interview is very good with Scott. And we're in a dispute with the YouTubes. And we will win.
The YouTube.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, we're gonna win. Thank you for everybody out there. Thank you for all our subs. Everybody be safe out there. Anybody else want to add anything? Make sure you're checking out the boys from MCM. They are gonna open shit. Yes. Did you? I want to go back. You got
eventually.
that. You got the Serpentor, right?
Yeah.
Was it 120?
No, it was actually $94.
94?
Was it that much?
It's going for about $1.50 on.
I heard that shit. I heard that shit ended up showing up at GameStop's 2 weeks ago.
Well, actually, GameStops in Canada had them.
Yeah, is that what it was?
People
No, it was BK. He did call you AK, which was really fucking hilarious when he did it too. So I definitely want to bring it out. It was Scott. He's great. Apparently, he's going to make a couple more appearances on the channel. Hopefully, the boys over there. I'm going to talk to them and we can lock him in for a couple other shows maybe. Because he was fun to have around.
You guys went like overtime.
It's because he stayed out for like 2 hours. First off, he's like, Marco, why are you so far back there? That, like everybody else is in like a Dom thing where they're right there. So he's making fun of me because he doesn't realize that we use real backgrounds. But he didn't hear when I was like, hey, we're going to go live, or we're going to don't let him set his stuff up before we bring him in live. So he's like making fun of me, like right off the fucking bat coming into play. And I was like, oh, good. So now you've already set where we're going at with this. So you do know it's the end, right? Like out of everybody here, you're going to get it. So, and he got it.
You got to bring up AOA's comment.
What does AOA say?
Oh, I had it.
We're really close to having Gilligan out. You gotta get the hat.
Gilligan Alpha. Oh, because of the orange shirt.
Because of the shirt. Yeah, I think it's because of the shirt.
It's laundry day, bro.
And the white hat. The light colored hat looks like a white hat.
Yeah, white hat.
Oh,
dun, dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
I'm getting over. Like I said, I'm getting over a stomach bug. I'm freezing cold. Like I got an extra heater blasted at 78 degrees.
I have the AC on right now. It's 72, and I got the fan on me right now. I'm hot as balls.
Really? I'm not hot at all. I'm freezing fucking cold.
I have the windows open and the fan's gonna go on when I go.
Cold as
Whatever
shit
the
today
shit
outside.
is that I caught is fucking horrible.
Yesterday, I was drenched yesterday.
I'm not going to say that we're suffering through a chilly 68-degree weather here right now. So.
Oh, you also got a volcano erupting in your neck of the woods.
Not on my island.
On his island. Oh, not on his island.
Island of relevance.
Goldenrods Johnson Island.
But yeah, it was a great show last night. So we're gonna get that out as quickly as possible to each other. And make sure you're checking out all the other stuff. Pete has recorded a couple shows, I guess, so there will be coming out here sooner than later.
Well, I got one day. I got tomorrow.
Well, you keep making excuses that you're recording all these fucking shows and you can't do it
because I have to do stuff.
Nah, bullshit.
I do.
So we're gonna
have
other things.
3 shows on my own, apart from the 2 I do with you.
If you would reach chat on any day but Sunday morning,
5.
it would really help because, like, we try to talk to you questions about we want to do something on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You understand? I literally own a couple fucking businesses, and I do a lot of shit. I have a charity event coming up on Ford Field. I have tons of shit to do.
You don't care about other people are busy too.
Plus, I got 3 other fucking chats to do.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
I got to deal.
You
I got to
never
deal
complain I'm
with
fucking
crazy,
busy.
crazy
I'm
individuals,
busy.
homeless people.
I'm busy.
Secure a
yeah, I
hotel.
have to feed homeless
I
fucking
think we
people.
almost made it through. Thanks a lot, Wayseeker. I think we almost made it through without a rant. I think maybe this
Almost, but no,
almost
too
did.
bad. It's
I think we
No,
almost
it's
did.
over
You're
now.
not
No,
alone.
you guys are getting this shit. 'Cause you guys, well, I'm sorry you guys all have such casual fucking schedules where you can just chitty chat all day long, like a couple ladies on the phone with their little
hell are you
long
talking
cords
about?
back in the fucking
Ladies
70s,
on the phone.
going in circles. I don't have that allowance. I try to get on as much as I can. I'm not pulling it out. I can't be in a meeting going, hey, you know what? You heard what happened at one meeting. The one meeting, the fucking book started going off in it. You know how fucking embarrassing that is? People are like, what the fuck? You're talking about Jedi? What is this kid doing? Like, you know how inappropriate that shit is?
For what it is.
I don't even bring out my phone now anymore. I keep my phone, I keep one of my phones in the car. The phone that
Well, that's
has
why
you
you don't
guys
see
on
the
it.
fucking messages then.
Right, I can't though, because I can't have that shit binging off 20 fucking times.
Don't just
I can't have Don
don't
putting
have
up
a
IG
ding.
posts on that
You
shit.
know there's a mute button on your phone. It doesn't happen.
It does, but the thing fucking, what do you want?
I don't know how technology works.
Yes,
Yeah, come
yes.
on. Put it up on your browser. Turn this mute off. Doesn't matter.
This is what happens when I turn it on mute, then I lose the fucking thing. Because I literally, you do understand I had to buy a brand new, because I put a phone on the back of a car, got ran over
Yeah,
my
you
truck.
ran over your
That has
phone.
nothing
Yeah,
to do with anything.
You're an
me,
idiot.
somebody
You
else. It was a
understand that.
fucking AT&T like service truck ran over the fucking thing.
You can
But this is
mute
my
alerts
point
and
is,
still
if I don't
see
have the
that there
fucking
are
volume on
messages
it,
for you to
I won't
read
find
later.
it. What? What'd you say, Pete? I'm also
I said
old.
you
I
can
get
mute
that.
alerts so it doesn't go dinging off when you're having meetings, but it'll still tell you there are messages to be read.
Yeah, but then I don't
when you
look
have
if
the
it
time
no.
to
This is
read
no,
them.
no. This is the thing. If I don't, then I just don't look at the fucking. Then I just never look at the messages because I'm like, oh shit.
Well,
Must
that's
be
your
fun.
own.
There's so much
That's
for
how
you.
you
There's
handle
like,
things.
I show you my phone before. It's
Yeah.
every day, 20
I'm about
missed
to go eat.
calls. The voicemail is fucking always full. There's fucking messages just
I don't want to
pouring.
hear shit. I do
That's
both
what I'm
live shows
saying.
you
I
do,
don't wanna hear
prepare
shit.
most of the materials for both of them. Do 3 other shows on top of that.
Hey,
edit
listen.
Tom and Jedi shit too.
And then I
and get their
got
thumbnails.
Come
Listen,
on.
I don't want to hear
Wayseeker
anything.
has a he's a pastor doing work. He's going through. He's talking about that. He's getting ding, 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 ding on his thing too as he's talking.
And Wayseeker's still right there. Like,
He's still right
I
there.
got it. I got it. Or I'll tell
doing
you,
that,
I don't got
He's
it.
going through
Guys,
it.
I can't do this.
and he's giving he's preaching the word of the Lord as he's doing that.
No excuses.
And Jedi Johnson's
Where's
doing his
I
phone.
don't even know where
Oh,
my
he's
phone
got it.
fucking
Same
is, but I'm
time, man.
throwing it out tomorrow. How's that for
What am I
messaging?
doing?
I'm throwing the fucker out. I don't even know where that phone is.
Move this man!
That one is gone. Yeah, and yesterday I was up for.
put
I
that
almost
in
made
for you.
24 hours. I had the con that I did. It was a 6 o'clock in the morning setup. I was at. It was an hour and a half drive. I set up a con at 6 in the fucking morning. Still seemed to be able to enter some shit into chat, make a couple grand, still do some other shit, and get back and sit on SNN until fucking what time was that? 1 in the fucking morning. Yeah. So what?
I didn't tell you to do that.
You said you were going to be on their show, and then you
I
said,
did
no,
not.
maybe
I
sometime
was
this month,
very
bro.
clear. You said
Either
it was
way.
confusing. When you say, hey, I'd like to hop on one show this month because we were doing giveaways at any time, didn't mean I want to come on tomorrow because I didn't have time yesterday.
Oh, boy.
I had
It's
time
fine.
to ask, but I didn't have time to go
Okay.
on.
Well, I appreciate everything that everybody does here on Red Division. Thank you very much for all the hard work, all you guys put in there. I'll step up my game apparently and answer a couple more text messages for you. Okay, is that going to settle our situation here? We're gonna be okay with it. All right. Yeah, I know. But no, I do appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate the chat too. So thank you everybody for everything you do. Thank you for checking us all out. Appreciate all the hard work everybody puts in. Fucking hell, you guys are too funny. Chat's been really good, so have you guys too. So thanks for making me laugh. I haven't laughed so hard in my life. All right, get us out of here, Pete. Let's go.
No,
Please.
What did
we're
Pete
just
tell
staying on.
Marco? He
We're just
doesn't.
staying on. We're just going to sit here and absorb.
I don't care what you do.
The
I'll go
lesson.
on another rant. You think I don't
Look
have
at
one
the-
built
look
up
at
already?
the,
I'm ready to go. Let me
I
get
know.
it.
Seriously,
Look at what
thank
the,
you guys.
Fanatic
It
said.
was fun.
The
Well,
last
what
one.
can I
See you
say?
guys very soon. And make sure
See
you
what the
watch
porn star-
We can give away things at any time. Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.